damage stuff, it'll still do damage regardless of alignment, so I wouldn't worry about it. I think that's it for your stuff that I'm gonna be making use of. That's not official yet, but will be in like a couple of months. It's like it's not going to happen until November, so you know. Uh, yeah, I liked some of the new stuff, so yeah, you know. So yeah, if Cumaenos is using Divine Lance or making use of Spirit Points, you know, I'm just gonna be making use of the new changes, which are honestly a lot better. Anyway, let's see.
We.
Oh yeah, so who wants to do the recap today while I'm eating?
Things definitely happened.
I got hit and knocked out again.
Let's see here.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
We Oh yeah, beginning the session, we went shopping. We bought a bunch of stuff. The Poe Ravencroft gave, I believe it was Ash. Well, Ash was able to buy from him I forgot the name of the item.
Raven
Let him
Band.
talk to ravens.
Raven Band.
Raven Band, yeah. Let him talk to ravens, went outside, listened to the birds, heard some stuff about a lot of people. I don't really remember too well what they said, honestly. What I do remember is that we saw a psychopomp just there.
Yeah, the psychopomp is called a Nisoi, which is a bird with a, I guess, plague doctor mask.
Yeah. And it's kind of like an omen of death or something like that, right?
A bad
Not
omen.
really. Okay, just
For
because
most
it was
people.
a bad omen of death in another campaign I played it doesn't mean that.
Okay.
I almost died right now.
About that, so you were talking about that, so my assumption was...
They're,
my memory got mixed up. I thought you were saying that that's what they were considered here.
they're
That's pretty
like
bad luck for me.
They're the paper pushers. They just kind of like do a lot of the menial jobs, keep records, make sure souls are recorded as, you know, it's kind of like the, you know, the clinical stuff, like, oh, time of death, place of death, okay, this soul goes here, blah blah, like, oh, you know, send somebody out to retrieve it. That's what they do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're very low on the chain of psychopomps.
Yeah.
Very cute,
Well,
though.
Yeah. Still saw a few of those, which is a little bit of an uh-oh, but oh well. Let's see here. Past that, we went to the tavern, trying to see if anyone saw Oliver. Oh yeah, we're trying to look for Oliver. Because, you know, he's also in danger, and we want to make sure that he hasn't got God if he knows anything we don't. Let's see here. He wasn't in the tavern. Talked to Miari a bit. Yeah, she didn't know. She knew where he lived, though. And here we are, where we were rooting around his, I'd say his house, but it's his tent. Yeah. Somehow, that hair doesn't get fucked up by tent living. And then these two people popped up just like, hey, you know this guy? Why are you here? He went, who are you? They said, fuck you, die. Attacked us, and they're both still alive? They're both still alive.
Yes.
One of them is unconscious, the other is surrendered, and there was a swarm of fucking piece of shit wasps that's gone now.
The bees!
Yeah.
I love having excuses to post Nicolas Cage memes.
Yeah, and you guys learned how evil swarms are.
To be fair, we're a party that's uncommonly light on casters. Like, if we had one more, we'd probably be fine.
I mean,
I'm quite the caster myself.
so the thing about dealing with swarms and other enemies that kind of have physical resistances, because you guys are very, very heavy on physical damage, stuff like AoEs work out really well. So if you had an alchemist, that wouldn't have been a problem, because like they're very, very good with AoE
I have
damage.
18 bombs in my pocket.
Yeah, you have bombs. Be glad I'm not sticking golems on you because they are evil.
Yeah, we'd
Don't get me
basically be
fucking
unable.
started
Like,
on-
I'd be unable to damage any of them unless you gave us the proper weapons. Straight up.
Cast her, I don't even know her.
I'm still fucking angry about golems because thaumaturges love fighting golems if they have bypass resistance because they can ignore their fucking resistance. But god damn it, why is their weakness not a weakness?
Sounds to be you, kid.
Anyway,
I'm going to kill John Golem.
Anyway, I'm gonna unpause, and you guys are free to move around and do whatever you like. I believe the druid is unconscious right now. I think Ash is conscious.
On the floor.
You're on the floor, yeah.
Yeah, you were brought back by
You.
Cumaenos, I believe.
Mhm.
How many times have I KO'd Ash? This campaign?
4 times.
It's 4?
Not enough.
I'm not doing it intentionally, I swear. It's just, you know,
No, he's just
you're squishy.
squishy.
Is this just the GM way of saying someone has a punchable face?
Mhm. I got what was the last attack I got hit with? It was like fucking
It was a crit.
20.
It was a crit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am, in fact, at least missing one first level spell slot that was used to cast a 2-action heal for 11 points of healing.
You're also
So I don't know
missing
who
a
that went
charge
on,
from-
but that
you're
was
also
done.
missing a charge from your staff.
That was me.
Sweet.
You healed me.
I didn't see where you were keeping track of staff charges, but yeah, that's also gone.
Alright. Understandable.
Anyway, I lay here.
He lays there, dead.
He's not getting up.
This is just so done with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Getting too old for this shit.
The crisp age of 23. All right, it's almost my birthday. It's in like 3 days.
Oh shit!
Oh wow.
Alright, mine's coming up too, I think.
Yeah,
like
actually,
actual birthday or character birthday?
actual birthday, and
Oh,
his
yeah,
is in
yeah.
like I think on the 14th of Redfall.
Wait, when's Ash's birthday?
It's in Redfall.
Is
It's the 14th. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Because-
sure I wrote it down somewhere.
Hang on 1 second. Yeah,
Or
anyway,
was it Redfall or something Feather?
Anyway, you guys can continue. I'm gonna double check this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I thought the only 2 were in Redfall were Cumaenos and whatchamacall Oliver, yeah.
Let me check.
No, I recorded all your birthdays, so I
me
believe
check.
Ash's is Green Blossom.
Green Blossom.
Yeah, so it's like in spring.
Green Blossom.
Sounds right.
Minos walks over to the cliff and brutally looks off into the water.
Just
The
gonna
cool
go
river.
brooding.
Just turn a brood.
Ruminating.
Oh, is Doc still affected by the poison?
Yes.
That doesn't sound ideal.
Yeah, wasps had poison.
He can treat himself. He just wants to treat other stuff now.
Don't touch me.
Are you sure you
Don't
look
touch
like
me.
you need help there?
Don't touch me right now.
I think you need it.
Get away.
You have a big wound in your
I will
chest.
stab you.
You really think you want to keep that?
Let me lay down for a while.
Sure, okay then. Don't blame me if it starts bleeding again. And yeah, Doc's just gonna spend a little bit of time treating the clumsy elephant. So why not?
a little bit of time, like 4 seconds.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So what I would inquire is that we perhaps less inquiry and more a statement, and that it might be ideal not to continue standing here out in the open with multiple unconscious people on the ground.
Only one. The guy just surrendered.
Well, my apologies, let me clarify. One unconscious person and one that has an active wound that is bleeding out onto the ground.
Aye.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I believe there were tents nearby.
Yes.
I'm going to head over towards them for now.
Okay then.
Drag me.
I am not dragging you.
Guess you're stuck here with us.
Duncan briefly flexes what is a pretty big arm, looks down and says, I'm not dragging you. It's very important that you establish boundaries, you know?
Side eye him.
Does Ash need a walk to teleport?
Nope.
Bitches be mad. Look, there's gonna be a point where we have like a teleport circle spell or some sort, and the two of us are gonna be left out. It's gonna be pretty funny when it happens. You didn't want to drag me? Well, you get to walk now.
Ash, the ground feels very cool. It's kind of nice, actually. Although you're lying, where you're lying right now, it's like, it's rock. It's very cool.
I mean, I personally would not want to be lying with an open wound right next to a public bathroom. That doesn't sound like the most fun to me
Yeah,
specifically, anyway.
That doesn't sound the most friendly.
As long as I'm not laying inside in a public bathroom.
I feel like on the outside might be just as bad.
Depends. He's like the only tent here. I'm pretty sure he doesn't piss on the side of the building.
I mean, this is a communal, so it's not like he's the only person who uses it.
Yeah, but he's the only one right here in this side. Unless he pisses directly in this corner, I think I'm fine.
It'd be unfortunate if he did. Oh no.
I mean, there's also like, bugs attracted to it, probably.
That'll be okay.
Probably.
There are worse things that have happened.
I can't think of any right now, but worse things have happened.
Indeed. Not to me, but somewhere.
Worse things have happened, I say, actively looking around for bad things. The monster hunter was using an axe, right?
Yes.
So, big axe guy, not you, Duncan. What's your name?
Second. Alright, so he nods. He acknowledges you, Croux, with a nod.
Oh, by this point, Croux has started to fix up mate, despite him actively bleeding out right now.
Just Crew doesn't want to treat you. He'll treat you first. Oh yeah, I mean Ash doesn't want treatment. You will be treated.
Anyway, the big guy, the axe, he says, Picano.
Can I see that in typing so I can...
I will.
And just to make... Actually, before you start fixing up Crew, Doc, he's going to say, actually, you should probably make sure that she's fine. Who's
Oh.
going to point at the
Yeah.
person that we beat the shit out of in like
That's probably a good
well,
idea.
no, not we. That Duncan beat the shit out of in 2 hits.
Alright. You'll go up to her and administer first aid him.
Alright, go ahead and roll the check.
This is a medicine, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the macro. You can use it with the higher DC. Because you can make it easily, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
There's sometimes this higher. Sometimes when I click this macro, it doesn't want to work for some reason.
What was the dice roll for this?
It's I think
Standard
it's-
treat wounds is 2d8.
Yeah. Like, you can do, I think, this treatment. Wait, so you can do something like this. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think you need the, healer's tools, like, equipped on you. I don't think you have it equipped. So you can't use the macro.
Let me put it on. I have it.
You have healer's tools.
Yeah, it's in my inventory.
Yeah, you have to actually have it worn, and you can use it.
Where are you?
And
Oh,
I'm
I'm
so
so
sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, Cumaenos, while everybody else is still back here doing whatever, healing up, you see a couple of errants and campers coming down the road. Apparently they've heard the commotion. They stare at you kind of worriedly. Everything all right there?
Yes, everything's perfectly fine.
They
Just peachy.
they don't look convinced, but they just side eye you and nod and go on their merry way. Like, all right then.
You say so, bud.
And like they all walk back to their camps. And while you're standing there, you get an inkling of something. Rather familiar sensation. Feels a little cold. The energy of death. Ever so slightly.
Does he feel it from anywhere in particular?
Not anywhere in particular, it's just kinda everywhere.
Well, my favorite.
Yeah.
I love it when there is a death TM everywhere.
It is where Oliver lives.
Wow.
Also, is this just gonna be the new thing? Spot the Raven?
There's a raven right there.
Bard.
There's a couple of ravens scattered throughout the map.
Cumaenos, as he was waiting, as he was trying to heavily imply that likely we should move out of the open if we are going to be questioning these individuals, will then begin nosily poking about the camp. Would there be anything that you would like for me to roll for that? Would that be perception?
Oh, that would be perception, yeah.
Yeah, shit, there is another Raven.
Bang. He doesn't see shit. He doesn't even see the bird.
Yeah,
There's a
Cumaenos, like, this camp, like, is not very secure, weirdly enough. The occupants aren't there, but whatever valuables they have, they seem to be locked up in big trunks and chests. So whatever they've left out in the open is stuff they don't really seem to mind just kind of leaving there. You know, it's standard adventuring stuff. Maps, books, what looks like a trading card game just left tucked under a pile of papers.
Would leave their trading cards out. That shit's expensive.
Not if you don't have any valuable cards.
Yeah, sure.
I have binders full of that stuff sitting around.
I can't believe Mistard as Yu-Gi-Oh! Absolutely fantastic.
Yukimon.
Yugimon.
I'll have my Cumaenos. That's what
Anyways.
he's doing for the near future, then I suppose.
I think after the 10 minutes needed to heal up the druid, we should probably take Cumaenos' advice and move elsewhere.
Where will we move though? Out in the middle of
That-
the woods?
I'm crawling this way.
Oh, if you treated wounds yourself, you're no longer wounded, Ash.
Mm,
If you successfully did it, then yeah, you wouldn't be
Yeah.
wounded.
I got a 19. I think I did it right.
Yeah. Yeah, DC 15 for trained.
You're good.
I'm gonna be full HP.
No, one treat wounds gets rid of the wounded condition. Also, being at full HP for 10 minutes gets rid of the
Okay.
wounded condition.
So right click.
Yeah, right click it.
Yeah.
Still crawling away.
Mm-hmm.
Are your legs fine,
I'm
Ash?
fine. I stare.
If you're still bleeding, I can make and close up the. Yeah.
I don't think he wants any of that.
Ash, as you're, are you like walking away or limping away or just crawling still?
Crawling. He doesn't want to get up.
You can, in your head, you can kind of imagine your mentor's face being very, very disappointed in how undignified you are right now.
Quick, snap a picture.
Crawling on the ground.
Mhm.
These wounds no one will heal.
Crawling
refused it.
on the ground. I'm bleeding on the bathroom.
I stare at Bird.
The bird doesn't seem to notice you. Sitting on the, I guess, roof up here
Mm-hmm.
with a couple of other ravens. Oh wait, are you eavesdropping on them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, one second. Let's see, what rumor do you hear?
There's gotta be a way to combine like rumor or gossip or some word like that with Raven.
Mm-hmm. Unkindness. Murder chat.
Okay, so Ash, while you're just kind of slugging along on the ground there beneath the bathroom, you don't see the raven right away, but you hear a fluttering of wings as a couple alight on the rooftop, and it sounds like normal speech almost, so you almost mistake it for people. But there's like the ever so slightest tinge of a wah, like, you know, the sounds
At the end of it.
Yeah, it sounds kind of screechy, you know, the voices that ravens make. Anyway, so the one that joins the group starts talking about how they've seen smoke coming from the west, where all the tall gray buildings are, and talking about, you overhear some excited chatter about how it might be a good opportunity to catch any mice displaced by what sounds like an industrial fire.
Something on fire.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And roll me a perception check, please.
Mm. $22.
Yeah, that's enough. You don't see the telltale signs of smoke, but you smell it. The industrial district is pretty far away, but you know the smell of fire and smoke.
Mhm.
If even if it is really, really faint. And whatever it is, it seems fairly big.
Big fire and smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
And then the ravens chatter excitedly amongst themselves for a little bit longer, and then they fly away, presumably to wherever the source of the fire is. But it's westward.
We're going west.
West.
Weast.
We
West.
saw.
Wheeze.
Okay. Information noted. I stay on the floor.
All right.
Wow.
Who's just going to like whisper to the doc? Do you think Ash got like? I wasn't really able to see. Did he get hit on the head or something? Is he all right? I mean, obviously not, but like.
He
Something
got
wrong
bashed
with
in the head with an axe, so I think you might be onto something.
Something wrong with that boy.
That boy ain't right.
But we are in Texas, to be fair. We're already in the right area. It fucking works out.
You know what actually makes that even funnier? Nate's Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nate is actually from Texas.
So it makes it even funnier.
Good.
Well, I want them there TXNs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, please continue.
Oh, I forgot. I have a quick repair, so by the time the doc's finished with the druid, May would probably be at full health.
Yeah, I healed the druid 17, if that is anything.
She is no longer unconscious. So, hang on, let me... 17.
Yes, 17.
Conscious.
And yeah. So we finish treating everyone here and go somewhere else.
Once the druid opens her. What does she do? Anything upon getting healed up?
Not really. She stares up at you and grumbles. This is a fine mess.
The skirmish is over.
Alright, are you okay?
I fell out of a tree. What do you think? Actually, no, I didn't fall out of a tree. I got knocked out of a tree by that fucking asshole. She glares daggers at Duncan.
I mean,
Were you expecting some manner of apology?
He says nothing.
I'll have you know right now, madam, Duncan does at least use respect honorifics. A knight would not so easily prefer to start a fight, but I would very well make sure to finish one with you.
I'm trying to remember how the fight started. Did it look like she summoned a fucking swarm of wasps?
Yes! That's literally how it started!
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure.
She threw a swarm of wasps at us, and now she's complaining that I tossed her out of a tree. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you did.
Duncan
kinda
doesn't
just-
feel that guilty about this somehow. I don't know why.
You did kind of sick an entire fucking swarm of wasps on us, so. I think that's about even.
Fine.
Can you walk?
Yeah, I can walk. Hurts like a motherfucker, but I can walk.
Alright.
Just for the funnies, as as she starts to look away, Croux is going to turn Mate around so that he's facing him, and then Mate's going to Searing Restoration. Croux.
Is it an AoE or just
It's single target, unfortunately, but you know, it's
Okay.
just a fucking spout of fire.
a spout of fire that
heals.
heals?
It's oh wait, no, it's on Croux' sheet.
You know, you really need to tell me how that works sometime.
Oh, it's pretty simple. As he says, ablaze. Not bad.
Because I've never seen that ever.
Oof. Not Croux, Mate gets hurt a bit, but nothing that just another minute won't fix.
Yeah, Croux,
And it seems
you see Mate spark and fizzle a little bit as he malfunctions.
Shit, I must put something together. Put something back wrong. And, probably shouldn't, stick around here too long. Stands up, holding Mate. So... To be blunt, can you tell us why you, assaulted us? There's no other way to put it.
You know?
Is there? Is there another way to put that?
Spontaneous duel.
Spontaneous duel, totally.
Mhm.
I love a spontulius.
Mhm.
You guys gonna have that conversation here, or are you gonna go wherever Cumaenos is?
We're all fine combine us in Astral.
Yeah, walking and talking. I'm just finishing up my bagel. Like, finishing up making my bagel, so...
Cumaenos is all the way over here, so I'm just gonna move these guys first.
Why, hello. I see that you still have an open wound.
Hmm?
Why, hello. I see that you still have an open wound.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
If you say so.
He says while still gushing blood.
Christ, I fucking hate that walls exist. Why can't
Yeah.
I just be incorporeal?
Why can't you be like Trey?
Oh yeah, speaking of Trey, you should probably grab him.
Got stolen by
stick
the
'em.
Ravens.
You looking at the Ravens?
I want to be right next to that guy.
He's scary.
Anyway, so you guys make it to the campsite that doesn't belong to you guys and doesn't seem to belong to these guys, so you have no idea who it belongs to.
Probably the
Yeah.
group of people that left earlier.
Probably. So yeah, you guys walk over to the campsite and it's deserted, no one's there, but stuff's lying around. The
Is there any
druid.
food?
You see bags of chips, like
I'm
unopened.
gonna grab bags of chips.
Okay.
What flavor?
Aw. Plain. But
I'll
there's
eat.
some couple bags of barbecue chips sitting around too. I almost said ketchup chips, but those don't exist in the U.S.
They do.
Do they?
One at a
noticed-
time, though.
At the very least, I remember elementary school bags of ketchup chips.
Ketchup chips are like largely a Canadian thing, I thought.
I'm pretty sure they are. I just distinctly
I'm
remember having
across
ketchup
the
chips.
Atlantic. I'm across the Atlantic, and we've had ketchup chips.
We get them limited time from Malays. We don't have them permanently.
Ah, okay.
Also,
You-
ketchup is better raw
What the
True.
fuck?
than on a chip.
Anyway, yeah, well, when you guys make it to the campsite, the druid lady sits on one of the barrels trying to recuperate a little bit. She's still injured, but looking a lot better. A little tiny bit winded. And doesn't seem to enjoy the prospect of being interrogated, and clams up at least initially, but she's not really forthcoming with any information.
Is
We need our diplomacy, boys.
Not intimidation.
You can intimidate if you like, if you're trained in it.
is Picano saying anything?
He's pretty tight-lipped too. You do catch them exchanging glances. Neither of them really wants to speak first.
So it's definitely not just a failed duel.
Like, I don't get the fact that, like, it could have been a duel. You could have said request a duel, but no. You just out and attacked us. I'd just like to know why. That's pretty much it.
Diplomacy check, please.
Ah, yes, I'm totally good at those.
You gonna roll a crit or what?
Just do it.
Almost. Almost 20.
Far from bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll do it. Also, yeah, give yourselves hero points, by the way, in case you haven't yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm empty on hero points.
Yeah, 1 each. Crew gets 2. So yeah, do that right now before I forget. All right, Doc. The nudging that you give, while not forceful or hostile, seems to make them budge a little bit, and they seem a tiny bit more willing to talk. And let's see here. What do you get? All we were told was to find this red-headed guy. Okay? He's been causing a lot of problems for some people.
Yeah.
Apparently
Well-
he's been going out at night, roughing up some of our associates. Wouldn't call them friends, but associates. And it's pissed off a couple of people up at the top, if you get what I mean.
Huh, yeah. Gotcha. Well.
And
Mhm.
I don't know how much you know about things around here, but had a change of management a month or 2 ago, and they don't like being inconvenienced. So, cracking down on any opposition, or it becomes too much of a problem.
And who is this new management?
I've never seen him myself, but here he's a big shot from the big city down south. Bayport, I think. But he's got a bit of a big ego. Big city mindset, big city tactics. Likes to make a bit of a show of things. And doesn't hesitate to show off his strength when he finds the chance.
Uh-huh, and...
But
Alright, that tells me a lot.
whoever he is, ever since he took over, a lot of the other gangs in the criminal underworld have gotten more aggressive and brazen. And nobody wants to upset the chain, if you get what I'm saying.
Funnily enough, I noticed a slight increase as well. That's the explanation. I guess. Well, anyways, aside from that, you're after the redhead dude.
Not just him, apparently there's some other folks they're looking for.
Ah. I see. Well, we're kind of looking for him as well. The redhead dude that you mentioned.
Oh, yeah? Well, in case you hadn't noticed, he ain't here.
You saw. Do you have any idea where he's been seen a lot?
The big guy over here shrugs. Well, we knew he was here, according to our intel. He's usually here in the mornings and late night, and dueling or completing contracts during the day in town. And then, in the evenings, goes hunting criminals. And so I hear, and from what I hear, looking for any associates of the suits.
Interesting stuff. Alright then, well. Is there anything else you guys want to know from them?
Nothing in particular.
I think we got all the most important information.
They're basically underlings for the suits as well.
More like
Oh.
probably maybe underlings for gangs. I don't know if
Mhm.
they're the suit specifically.
At the very least, hired muscle. Depending on
So,
maybe hired by them, maybe hired by people under them.
so
It's
Doc,
my guess.
you do have underworld lore.
I do.
So,
I can do that.
yeah, so you could use that. And Ash actually has, I think, scouting lore, which I think would apply to this situation because he kind of knows this stuff too. It's a little loose, but I'll allow it. Yeah. Okay.
I'll do it too.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Okay.
Sheesh.
Wow. Yeah.
Lores are
alright.
good.
So for both of you, this information's gonna be the same. Yeah, they are underlings. They're not directly associated with the suits. They're probably part of a gang or something. Or maybe they're just unaffiliated but have heard things on the grapevine. You don't know, but they're very, very low on the totem pole. So if they know anything, it's not much. Aside
Okay.
from any information on who to look for. And maybe some information on the why. Speaking of, the druid actually pulls out a phone and scrolls through it for a second or two, and then stops, flips it around to show you guys, and on it you see what looks like fairly grainy security footage, but she shows you a couple of stills, and they look vaguely like each of you, except Duncan, because, you know, he wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So, she stares at all of you. Apparently there's a bit of a bounty for bringing you all in.
Who precisely placed this bounty in that case?
Real quick, where does it? From the picture, is it at all possible to like tell where they were, where the security was from?
From the angle and positioning and the way the streets look, actually, best you can tell, it's somewhere in the industrial district. Probably on the outside of one of the buildings. Because the footage is fairly distant, it's a little far away, so you can't make out details, but the outfits you can kind of tell, because as far as I know, you guys haven't changed clothes.
I have.
Except for Doc. He's the only one that looks different.
I mean, Crew probably would have. Like, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, easily recognizable by a mate.
Yeah.
Not many people out here carrying orbs.
And, yeah, continuing off of, the question. I don't know who sent the bounty, but, best I can tell is probably one of the, crime lords around here. Don't know which one. But if I had to guess, probably the new guy.
Does this new guy happen to have a name in that case?
I think he goes by the moniker the Five of Clubs.
It's Quint.
The Five of Clubs is named Quint.
Quint Bastoni, yes.
Quint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's likely not his real name.
An alias under the alias, yeah, most likely.
I feel like Duncan isn't quite the sort of person to get a classical education, but someone out there had a chuckle about this.
Yeah, shut up. All of the suits agents have a number theme naming.
I didn't fucking put two and two together. I just thought Quint was a funny name.
No, they all have themed names, and it's funny.
I was literally thinking in my head Quint like quintuple, and I didn't put it together. Quint, five of clubs.
Bonus points if you can guess what Bastoni means.
Those are just, well, clubs, sticks, yeah, stabs.
Well, it's specifically, I think it's a specific hand. In poker, I think, or cards. It's a very specific hand. I think it's like sequential, of like this of the same suit or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I looked it up once. I forgot. I have so many things. Anyway, yeah, that's what she tells you.
Oh, relative. Technically not new information.
Well, if you're looking for your friend, chances are he's out in the town somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Can I see smoke rising over there?
in the west?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of trees around. It's fairly dense around the lake, but you still smell the scent of smoke. And between the gaps in the canopy, you can see wisps of black smoke coming from the west.
Is Ash able to smell the smoke?
Yeah, Ash smells it.
Is only Ash, or
I mean,
do the rest of us smell it too?
You can roll perception checks. Or survival, whichever is higher.
I'd assume, like, as time passes, the wind will carry more smoke, and it will become more... Yeah. Logic.
It's been like 20-30 minutes since you guys entered the area. You do notice by now the smoke. It's a lot more obvious.
It was just like, while fixing up Maze, just like looking at him, trying to figure out why Mate smells like smoke.
Did the healing make him smoke?
No, he looks about right. He doesn't even think to look to the west.
To east.
We smell.
Actually, I'm gonna do a funny. Because a mate has perception.
Yes.
Would I be able to roll perception on mate to see if mate notices the smoke to just point Croux at it?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah, Croux.
21.
Mate gives you an environmental alert. And
I was just thinking it'd be
it's like
straight
it's
up just like.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah,
just
it's
thinking
like-
it'd be like while looking mate over, just one of the legs go and like point to the left or the west. Oh,
It's kind of like
Mhm.
getting environmental alerts on your phone.
The hazard.
So yeah, the
alert.
hazard. So it's instead of a wildfire warning, it warns you of an industrial fire. And
that's concerning.
the address is familiar.
Oh no.
Let me guess. The mining shop.
Uh-huh.
No, no.
Yeah.
Well, we might have a situation here, guys.
What exactly might that be then?
You mean other than a bounty being put on your collective heads? And presumably mine if this keeps up.
There's an industrial fire. I can smell it. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
And apparently it originated at the wait, mining shop? Is that what it was?
Foreman's, the mining
Yeah,
foreman
for-
place.
Yeah, the foreman's place.
Duly noted.
Hopefully he got out of there.
I have a feeling someone must have caused it, though.
I mean, how long has it been since it's been like a few weeks since we had a pleasant conversation with the guy, right?
Few days.
Oh, a
It's
few
been
days.
like 4 days.
Mhm.
Oh, a few. Yeah, no.
Well, even if it was in fact an accident, given everything that's happened thus far, we have to work under the assumption that it likely was not.
Could have
Yeah.
been, you know, our redhead dude.
Do you think he would burn a building down?
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest.
You know what? When it came out of my mouth, it sounded true.
Oh my god.
It's certainly possible, but also given how amicable the foreman was, I don't know if it would have escalated to that so quickly.
He's more leave them to paralyze for life type than to burn their building down type.
So while you guys are discussing this, Trey just floats there
Yes.
thinking.
Ruminating.
Well, this isn't the kind of thing I'd have done when I ran things. I was very hands off. People just did whatever the fuck they wanted to do, and I just oversaw things and poked my head in every so often. But this Quint guy, no. If someone fucks up, he makes an example of them.
So you think he figured it out?
Well, if he got back a couple of days ago, where do you think would have been the first place he'd go?
Yeah, you have a point.
Well, for me personally, I likely would have found a warm bed and hot shower. But that's just me.
Don't forget, this guy's a gangster. Big city, you know? And if he couldn't get out on top in Bayport, some of the tactics that he used there, he'll probably try here. And, well, doesn't spell good news for this place.
It might be a little too much non-subtlety for him.
Oh, for sure. He's not subtle in the slightest. That's the thing with clubs, you know. Complete lack of subtlety. Kind of annoying, to be honest. But he's making way too many waves, and in a place like this, hard to get away with. In a big city, yeah, you totally could. Easy to disappear. Here? No. He's attracting far too much attention.
Well then. I guess the main question is now, should we go check it out? Or just leave it be?
On the industrial fire warning I got, does it say if like the fire spread at all, or has it been like mostly contained?
You can actually check news reports on your phone.
Yeah, I'll check the news
Yeah.
reports.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Alright, so you
I
check.
pulled out my actual real person phone.
So when you check the breaking news reports on the local news feed, big major headline is, of course, a fire in the industrial district. And from the camera footage, you can easily tell, yeah, this is the mining office that you were at not even 4 days ago. And according to the news bulletin, the fire has been contained to the 2 buildings, but it's been completely gutted but contained. And firefighters have been battling it for a couple of hours now, because hey, industrial fire, really fucking big. They don't know if there were any fatalities yet. Still too early to tell. Firefighters have not been able to go through the rebel yet, but going by the hours that you guys were last, or the last couple times you guys paid a pit visit, yeah, it's probably occupied. And if what Trey said is true, yeah, there was probably someone in there when it went up.
This will certainly ramp things up, considering how much attention this place is getting due to the competitions.
Well, at this point, it sounds as though it might be a reasonable conclusion that it might be best for us to find this Quint prior to him finding us.
Yeah, true. It's only a matter of time. Look how small of a city this is.
Indeed.
Do we know how a Quint looks like? All of us, I know for sure that a few people do, but was a description given?
All anyone ever has said about him is that he's a gnoll. So, hyena dude.
Yeah.
You two. Where were y'all gonna take us if you had caught us? Or
Sorry, one
the
second.
red-headed guy.
I'm eating. 1 second.
Nom nom.
Well, according to the instructions, if anyone found you, you were to be taken to a warehouse on the edge of the industrial district for a handoff.
Would you be able to provide the address?
He nods. Scribbles it onto a piece of paper and hands it, or holds it out for somebody to take.
Take it.
I I take, I guess.
Nice check.
I take.
Mm-hmm. I'll hand it to Cumaenos.
I'll keep a hold of this then for the meantime then.
After she hands off the address to you guys, she folds her arms and stares at you. Well, I don't know about y'all, but we're gonna be getting out of Dodge. Don't want to be hanging around in case anyone finds out we fucked up and let you guys go. So we're gonna lay low for a little while. Y'all can do whatever the hell you want, but I'd be careful.
Well, if anything, something that I would point out, I'm not going to twist your arm into it, but from the sounds of the way that this Quint operates, it might be best for you to actually actively assist us more than anything else. Not that you have, in fact, failed to subdue us. Wouldn't want you to be the one in the next
Fire.
industrial fire.
Can't grab us if we ain't here. Might as well head eastward to some other town. Hold out for a couple of weeks or so.
Probably not the worst idea, but you know. Always watch your backs with these kinds of things.
Ain't putting our heads on chopping block. So, afraid can't help you out.
Fully understandable.
Ashley's gonna take a picture of them. Noted.
Noted. Oh gosh.
Well, I suppose it is in your best interest then that we do not get caught or fail in this, because then you will likely be actively hunted down, given that you've provided this information.
As long as they don't know where you got it from, don't matter to me.
I wonder how they might find that out should they manage to capture and interrogate us.
Well, we better get running very fast, very quickly then.
I wish you the best of luck.
I think you're the ones gonna be needing it more.
I tend to not have too much luck in supply, unfortunately.
Well, if that's all the information you're wanting, we're gonna go. And,
Okay.
unless you guys stop them, they are going to leave.
I was just gonna
Alright.
wish them good luck.
Good luck. Bye bye.
None of us want to make sure that I forgot his name again. Big guy was fixed up.
They were both missing health, but
She's a druid. Druids have healed.
That's fine. Rub some dirt on it.
rip some
Right.
dirt on it.
Alright guys, what's the plan now?
Well, there's only one direction to go. Least.
God.
Least.
It does sound as though we likely need to find a way to deal with this Quint individual.
Mhm.
It is entirely possible that they're the same one who has been responsible for most of the attempts on our lives recently.
It'd be safe to say, yeah.
It would be really weird if there was someone else too.
Mm,
You know what, honestly, I wouldn't be that surprised.
I don't know if she's involved or not, but probably not.
Who?
Oh, do you guys not remember? The funnily dressed lady who, you know. We talked to almost, after almost getting hit by a box of glitter.
It was roughly a week ago, so yes, I do recall.
I
Yeah,
don't
it was
believe
a
she had
week
enough
ago.
interest in us for that.
I'm just pointing that she's also intact.
Based on the iconography, I think they're separate departments.
So
She
I don't
had
think
like
we have to worry about
diamonds on
her.
her outfit, right?
Yes.
I think you guys did
And-
manage to figure out what
and
her
Trey,
identity was.
yeah,
Oh.
and Trey, in fact, did make it clear that she is indeed a really high-ranking diamond agent.
She's
Queen
the
of
ace of diamonds.
Ace?
Yep.
Ace of
Yeah.
diamonds.
She was, I wouldn't say Trey's boss, but much higher rank than he is.
His superior.
And he did mention that she's not supposed to be there. His, this area was his territory. So what the heck she was doing there, he has no idea. And, he did mention, I believe, that she tends to do her own thing. Aces are kind of like that. They just do whatever, wherever.
Yeah. So it's probably safe to say she's not involved in the situation we're in.
More likely than not.
Bird is still here.
There's a bird there just watching us. Yeah, okay.
I guess I'll
Just
listen.
hang out.
Posting on the bird.
You never notice how many king ravens there are until you start looking for them.
Yeah, they're just everywhere.
Is there any reason in particular that you're actively looking for them?
Oh no, it's just notice the flock of them over at Phoe's shop, and then just started seeing them everywhere.
Understandable, I suppose.
So, Ash, are you eavesdropping on the ravens?
Yes.
Okay. There's a pair of them up here, just hanging out. They seemed somewhat interested in your conversations. I just, watching, idly listening. But not really paying too much attention to you guys. But they've been chatting amongst themselves this entire time. It's actually been a little distracting, but what little you're able to catch of the conversation between the pair of ravens, the lake is typically safe and bountiful hunting grounds, but only during the day lately. And one of the ravens is warning the other one against roosting there in the forests near the shore at night, because strange dead things have been popping up in the dead of night while everyone is asleep or no one's around. Yeah, shut up. My husband's questioning my logic. The ravens will note that the undead don't seem to stick around for very long and seem to collapse into nothing after a few minutes. Each day that they pop up, they seem to stick around for a little bit longer.
Uh-oh.
Is there any wards here? Like for the lake? Like any seals?
Oh, for like safeguarding against undead? Let's see. What lores do you have?
The
Actually,
veil.
no, this would be a society check.
Society.
Society.
18.
It's not quite enough, unfortunately.
Death. I die.
All
That's
you
the
do,
disease.
all you do know with that roll, though, is that, I mean, it's a lake, right? A lot of people, camp out there, or go on vacation there during the summer. Months, and it's a very popular destination, and accidents happen sometimes. And
Shit, he's got his head in the food bag.
yeah, enough that the local clerics have placed a couple of wards, not nearly as much as the train station. But you do know that wards were placed. There have been incidences, not just at the train station, but at the lake and the surrounding farmlands. Because hey, stuff happens at the end of the month of Redfall, so you know, better safe than sorry.
Yo.
Sorry, my husband has like 2 critters in his lap that want cuddles right now, and it's very funny. He has a
I don't
big...
know why you'd refer to yourself like that, but Jesus.
No, I'm not a critter. Shut up. He has a big bunny and a guinea pig.
Too late. I've already won.
Nice.
Pig and a bunny in his lap right now, begging for cuddles.
Nice.
And we will keep that information to ourselves for now.
I know, yeah, that's what you know from the Ravens.
Let's get ourselves into more trouble.
As we are wont to do.
You say that like anything we do gets us in less trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. Maybe we just find this Quint guy and he's like, you know what? All right, I'll leave you alone. Okay, bye. And he actually leaves us alone.
Okay, bye.
You never know. You never know.
There is
Alright.
the possibility.
Let us give a very convincing argument to Quint. The next 5 sessions are going to be a very long debate.
It also involves a gun.
Okay.
Alright, so what are you...
Oh yeah, gun is real.
What are you guys gonna do right now? Well, what's the plan?
Okay. I'm trying to think of this logically. And the industrial fire is indeed a thing that's happening. But also, it could be a way to lure us out. If we did get wind of it.
It is more
A gut
likely
feeling-
retaliation to that guy that fucked up.
Yeah, but it
A
could also
gut
be a
feeling
second
tells me-
purpose. It could also...
A gut feeling tells me from what we know about Quint is from Trey. Admittedly, it could be because Trey is biased against him, but it sounds like he wouldn't think that far ahead.
You don't think he
I
would?
mean, if you do think about it to a certain extent, if anything, given what we do know of it, should we have learned of the fire, it likely would make us more likely to go to ground as opposed to come out.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a
fire started
more
out-
easily frightened individual, that likely would be my response. I mean, look at what those two just did.
Yes.
Real quick, how long ago did the fire start? 4 hours ago?
In the morning, so like early in the morning, so like 6 hours prior.
Ooh.
Early in the morning.
I'd still say we have some options. We could go directly towards the fire. We could also continue our hunt for Oliver because he might actually be able to help with this stuff.
Well, if we do
And-
want to try and locate this Quint, I would imagine going to the warehouse that was designated by the 2 individuals would be the most direct route.
That too would be most direct.
Uh,
But we're
Real
also
quick.
walking right into their hands.
It's true. It would in fact place us directly next to the individuals attempting to have us killed, which could have mixed results.
A good old standoff.
My personal opinion on the subject is that I would in fact rather be the one instigating the situation as opposed to responding to them attempting to kill us again.
Yeah. And their choice is we draw them out. But I don't know how we do that.
We don't have a
Assume we could
particular
just-
knowledge of what their interests are.
That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of us here that they want. I think they're pretty interested in us.
Come here.
So, if you guys are a little stuck on a course of action,
Mhm.
don't forget, Doc, you have the underworld lore.
I do. I know that.
Hmm.
And I could use it to.
Like, Doc has some pretty extensive knowledge about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm just reminding you.
Okay. Like, I know my character is an expert at this kind of stuff, but me, the player, isn't.
Okay, do you want me to tell you what Doc knows? Like outright knows, not, you have to roll for?
I just need a reminder.
Yeah,
If that's
yeah,
okay.
this was a while ago that we discussed this, okay.
Yes.
Alright. So, the others might have picked up on this, but it has been established that Doc has actually done a couple of jobs for some shady individuals, being a back alley doctor. Among them being people related to the suits. So Doc knows a little about the hierarchy. Didn't know about Trey, but knew that the suits were one of the major players in Sunshale, and that several of the gangs are affiliated with them. And from what you guys know now, Trey was kind of like the big overseer. So, but mostly hands off. So, Doc has since severed contacts with the criminal underworld and went legit for the most part. So,
Or so we've been told.
yeah, so you've been told. But Doc has connections. Just needs to explore those connections a little more, or reestablish them, if you want a little more insight on what you can do.
And I've also came up with a funny idea I could do regarding that kind of stuff. I don't know if you remember this, Phoe, but I look like a certain guy.
Oh yeah, you do. You look exactly like the Three of Diamonds, who was the overseer around here. And there's a bunch of things that you could do with that.
It'd be very funny if I impersonated him.
I mean, I didn't really. Okay, you can do that, and I'd actually give you a bonus to that. It'd be a +2 circumstance bonus to impersonate, and that'd be to anyone who knows him. Specifically, anyone who isn't really closely affiliated him, like, it'll just succeed. You know, you can impersonate Trey, claim that you're the Three of Diamonds, and it'd work.
Yes.
But anyone higher up in the chain, it would be a deception check.
So yeah, pretty much any lackeys who like knew the suits would be like, oh no.
Don't forget, Trey's status is up in the air. The only ones who know for sure he's dead are you guys.
Yes.
Yep.
He just went missing. That's all people know. So it's very doable that I can impersonate Trey and do a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can. Like, it's an avenue that I kind of considered offhand, but wasn't sure if you'd actually do it. But you can.
Yes. So if we want to go hunting for more, if we want to go hunting more into underworld stuff, I can do that.
Because you got, like, the guy right there who can tell you exactly his old haunts, his old associates, you know, the usual routine. He can coach you or tell you exactly how it's done. So if you want to do that, you can.
Yes.
Plus, you know, he's a diamond, and, you know, diamonds and clubs do not really like each other too much.
Yeah.
Nobody
Who knows?
likes the club suits.
Who knows? Maybe people would be really happy if they sell their old boss back. That'd be a funny twist if they were. But yeah, that's something we can do. Anyways, alright. So does most of the party want to start deep diving a bit in the underworld?
I would like to draw him out. Or at least be the aggressor in this hunt.
I
I'd
see.
rather not wake up to find out. Rather not wake up to smoke and ash.
But first, we did kind of
no
get into a
offense, Ash.
skirmish. We did kind of get into a skirmish, so we probably need a heal.
You make a joke again, I'll stab you.
Ah,
You got it.
okay.
Alright, I can hear what Trey is saying. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can hear all that.
Yeah, you can hear him. So
You
like
can
anything,
shoot them.
so anything Trey says, you know, you hear.
And
I forgot I see dead people.
Yeah, you
I
see dead people.
I forget. Did I ever share the fucking ghost sight and hearing HUD to Duncan?
I think he did at some point because I think he figured out it's kind of inconvenient that he's the only one in your group that can't see.
Yeah.
So you guys all know what Trey's saying.
Yeah.
And you know where he is at all times. So.
With that knowledge, what Cumaenos would say, well, if it is in fact the case that you do have the direct appearance of the individual whose turf has been usurped, air quotes, I would imagine it would be Quint's vested interest to respond should Trey return to the city.
That's
So
my line of
simply-
thinking too. So yeah.
So simply making your presence known at a given location would likely have some manner of retaliation. However, if you want to be so bold as to directly call him out, given that he does appear, from what I can see anyway, to primarily work off of fear and intimidation, should he approve himself to come across as cowardly by not appearing when directly challenged, that might be our avenue to have him specifically arrive.
Gotcha. And I guess we should choose a time when we want to do this too. Because
Well,
once we put this into motion, it's gonna not stop.
I think it is the local custom for high noon.
All these jokes all of a sudden.
I've always been joking. I've always been very funny.
He's the most funny guy here.
Can't you tell by my expression? I'm having a great time.
Sip the juice boxes.
If only I had a juice box.
Actually,
Anyway.
Actually, Cole, check Cumaenos' inventory. You actually do have a juice box. I gave you.
Oh, sick!
I gave you a specific magic item custom, and it's
Perfect.
Hang on, where is it? I'm gonna show it off.
Post in chat.
The bottomless juice box.
Yeah, it's a bottomless juice box. Where is it? Where is it? I want to show it off because it's really funny.
I already put it in the chat.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's a bottomless
Great.
juice box.
Created on a whim, you say.
Yeah, so I didn't create too much story behind it other than I don't know, Cumaenos either found it or had it given to him as a gift from certain nice people in his backstory. But yeah, it's just a weird magical item, seems experimental, and it's a bottomless juice box of apple juice. So that's all it does. That's really all it does.
Half the time he's just sitting off to the side. Now instead of brooding in the corner, he's just sitting there sipping a juice box in the corner.
Yeah. I thought you'd like it, so I just gave it to you for free because it was funny.
Immaculate. I think that's wonderful.
And it's
Anyway,
confirmed. It's happy juice.
it's appy juice, yeah.
Delicious.
God.
Anyway, alright, refresh me. Oh yeah, actually no. For further context on the situation, the reason why... Okay, so you guys know about the 4 suits divisions, right? Diamonds,
Yes.
hearts, spades, and clubs. And I think you guys are vaguely aware of what each of their respective areas of expertise are.
Yes, diamonds are business. That's why I know.
Yeah. So, heart suits are espionage and infiltration. Diamonds are financial, so mainly business and asset acquisition. Spades are assassins, and
Intelligence operatives. I'd say.
kind of. Spades are more assassins and I think abduction, so human trafficking type stuff. And then clubs are enforcers, so they're more of the rough and tumble gangsters. So,
So we be brawling with this dude.
yeah. So, the difference between Quint and Trey is that Quint being a club, they're more prone to shows of force or displays of force and ruling through fear and control. Whereas
Which
diamonds
is very
are
bad
more,
for business.
and whereas diamonds are more about wealth, accumulation of wealth, material goods, that sort of thing. So Sunshale in particular, fair bit of money laundering, smuggling, drugs, that sort of thing. And when the money flows, things are good. So, how do I put this? The way Trey would ran things more like Vegas, whereas Quint is more like Chicago. During the Prohibition era. So
Yes, great comparison.
yeah.
Can't believe that they just stole my porch. It can't have shit in Sunshale.
I mean, it's not a good comparison because both historically are like shit kind of got really really bad, but from my understanding, gangs in Vegas is like they kept the shit to themselves, you know, as long as it didn't disrupt tourism and money. They were allowed to do as they please, or like people kind of look the other way. Whereas in Chicago, you can't really ignore it; it's everywhere.
Hey, Vegas, you don't want people afraid to show up.
Yeah, whereas like Chicago and Prohibition, it bled into civilian life, so it became really really hard to ignore. So you know that's the difference between them. So that's the context.
All I can think about right now is how easy it is to launder money in Australia.
Where's that coming
What?
What does Australia have it to do with
I mean,
anything?
It's the money laundering link that got me there.
Oh, why would it be so
Okay.
easy to launder money in
Be-
Australia?
I'm not sure if I can say.
Yeah, don't say it if you
I'm gonna get arrested or put on a watch
For
list.
educational purposes.
Now, I will say
Brings out Notepad.
there is a very famous YouTube video about it. Like, so you know, if you want to go see people literally just basically launder money on YouTube to show how easy it is to launder money,
How is that
there's a
legal?
vid.
Probably isn't, to be
because
fair.
It's because the casino industry there it's very popular in like a certain city in Australia, and there's like I don't remember the full context, but some politics basically stopping the government from cracking down on it.
Oh my god. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to end that line of
you
conversation.
need to stop this now
Oh my god.
before we get
Anyway.
arrested.
I only learned this through obtaining information. I did not launder money. I am not condoning
Oh my
money
God.
laundering.
Are you sure?
I have no money to launder. I don't have a washing machine.
I have no money.
Anyway.
I couldn't have done it, officer. I have no money.
No money yet.
I live
Fun
far away
times.
from Australia. That too. That's also a good thing to know.
Oh my god. I'm talking about money laundering. Okay.
Australia.
Alrighty. Anyway, so I think I'm getting the idea of what general long-term plan you guys have, well, long-term and short-term,
Yes.
of what you might want to do. So
Regarding Quint, yes.
regarding Quint, so you wanna give him a call out?
I'm making a call out post on my viewport.
That is
great.
the
Quint
most
is a bitch ass motherfucker.
that is the most unsubtle way to get a call out.
Unsubtle, but effective.
All my homies
So-
hate Quint.
So yeah, you can either do a direct call out, which I don't know what form that would take. You're gonna have to figure that out. Trying to think of what Trey would suggest.
Hey Trey, you got a viewport channel?
No. Okay, I think I know what he would suggest. Okay. Alright. Since Doc does look like Trey for all, appearances, you can just like go around the criminal underworld saying, hey, who's this fucker in my territory?
What
Good
the
Diamonds is
heck
back
are
in
you
town."
guys doing?
Quint's a bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't
Jiminy
know.
Cricket, my guy.
I don't know how many underlings he would have had, if he would have had any. I don't think, because as I mentioned, Trey did not have too much direct influence. He just let people do whatever the hell they wanted, as long as it didn't inconvenience him. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a
Yes.
certain federal agent
Yes,
that
I
Trey
need to look
was-
for him
that
still.
worked with.
Yeah.
So if you guys
We've
wanted
been
to do,
trying to get a hold of them.
yeah. Do you guys
We
ever
seen
think
them.
to actually ask Trey how to contact him?
That is not my subplot.
That's the
I thought I did ask him, and he just said that he just appears at like the tavern and casino, and he had a burner phone, but it's gone now. So
yeah.
A
it
wizard
died.
arrives exactly when they intend to.
But yeah, no, you know Will's routine. He's there in the saloon on the evenings. So he shouldn't be too hard to find. You've actually come across him at least once.
Yes.
I
unknowingly.
didn't.
I just
But,
didn't know it was that guy.
But yeah, no. Since Will is a federal agent, if you guys are going to do anything with the underworld, he can actually probably help you, and that would be that would be something that Trey would remind you of. That hey, get a Fed buddy that can probably help you out a little, because
Yeah.
Would definitely be a good idea to have a friend.
Are we
Okay.
Yeah.
swimming the bar?
because catching out or finding out the suit's operations was part of his job. That Trey was helping with, and let's see. But yeah, But yeah, like if you wanted to make it seem like, oh hey, Trey's back, Three of Diamonds is back. Who's this fucker that's hedging in on my turf? You can actually probably spend some downtime sowing rumors.
I would like to
about
do
it.
that actually.
It would take you a couple of days. It's not as direct,
Yeah.
but it would achieve the desired effect. Because hey, the public call out between two suits agents is pretty brazen.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
It's effective though,
Yeah. So yeah, you
and we're
can
not
do that.
necessarily getting everyone involved either.
Yeah.
So
So like if you want to spend like a couple of days sowing rumors and stuff, I'd just have you make a few underworld lore checks and see how far that spreads. But it would take
Okay.
a couple of days, and you can start doing that pretty much immediately if you want.
okay.
But it's a
And what-
downtime activity.
And what if I got help with that?
Like help from who?
I have a few contacts.
Oh.
I know people.
I think what I would do, if Doc got help, it would probably decrease the amount of time that the rumor would spread. So, probably within a week, or less than a week, actually,
Okay.
everyone in the criminal underworld around town will know.
Okay, I got you. So, basically, just my idea is that, like, so, yeah, I do that with, like, being Trey for a bit and spreading those rumors, and possibly having, like, either party members could help, or Wayton can help, William can help when we find him.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, if you start spreading that rumor,
Yeah.
It'll probably draw Will out a lot more easily.
Yes, that's my theory as well. So
Yeah.
I think if we did that, then we could meet Will, and we could start progressing more smoothly from there with our goals.
All right. So that's
Because our goal is to meet him.
So yeah, that's your grand plan, huh?
Yes, that's my grand plan for now.
All right. I can do that. I can work with that.
There's also the possibility of Oliver, too. He may
Yeah.
hear of this.
Oh, man, I had like a big convoluted plot thing that wasn't related to this at all. You just cut the freaking knot. I didn't
What do you
plan-
mean?
You cut the knot. It's like,
Oh,
oh
no.
wow. I had like a bunch of I had a
players.
I know. I had like a bunch of different like plot points like, you know, intended, and I'm like, oh shit, this kind of cuts out a whole lot.
What if you wanted to make a very convoluted plot, but some hungry guy said, I eat this guy's arm?
Man.
Munch. Crunch.
I mean, it's a good idea if you think about it.
Man, in other campaigns, DG does like a shit ton of damage. Meanwhile, in mine, he figures out how to cut the knot and like skip the story.
So he does. DG is still doing a lot of damage. It's just that the plot rather than an enemy.
I'm not even kidding. In terms of like speed running stuff, Cole and DG are like MVPs. I'm like, shit.
This is what happens when you give us very lore-heavy abilities.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to all of the mental energy in the world.
Like, Investigator in particular is very, very good at it, but like you put like the lore stuff in the hands of like really smart or attentive players, you can like speed run stuff like crazy. Anyway.
I'm smart.
SMURT.
Anyway. Alright, so that's your downtime activity. For the immediate next step, what would you guys like to do? Anywhere you'd like to go? Anyone you'd like to talk to?
Well,
I'm gonna
first,
drink my juice box.
I think we'd like to heal up,
Yeah.
of course.
I think my juice box should heal me 1 hit point of damage after 10 minutes of sipping it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Speaking of time and healing, I have a pearly white spindle.
Yeah, you have the Aeon Stone.
So, has it been 15 minutes?
It's been like an hour.
Oh, I'm at full.
You're at full.
Also, yeah, Cole, the other guys had opportunities to purchase magic items. You can purchase whatever you like, anything that tickles your fancy, because you have like almost 300 gold.
I love my fancy being tickled.
But, anyway. Aside from healing, what would you guys like to do next?
Okay.
So I just
Well-
remembered that I can make myself go invisible for 5 minutes.
Kinda cool.
Okay.
Let's see. What can I do immediately?
Yeah, there's immediate stuff we can do, but that's my plan for like the longer term, which I may start immediately.
But I rent an apartment so I can stop being homeless.
If you will
yeah.
not
I mean,
murder hobo,
you're
you will not
technically,
be protag here.
Technically,
You're
bumming out
technically
in my
swatty
place.
right now.
I don't
Also-
I don't think it makes it any better, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Anyone room with me?
No.
Actually,
Can you clean the bathtub?
there was something I actually meant to discuss with you, Cole, in regards to that, because Cumaenos actually does have a camp. on the outskirts of town in the farmlands, but he's also camping out on a certain farmer's land. So technically, Cumaenos kind of knows him. I was gonna talk to you about it at some point, and I forgot because it didn't come up.
Well,
But, yeah.
We have not
Remember-
been in the farmland.
Yeah, no, you haven't been in the farmlands. But yeah, no, Cumaenos does have a contact in the farmlands. The farmer whose land he is actually squatting on, pretty much. And what I had in mind was that, oh hey, this guy has offered to let Cumaenos stay at the farmhouse, but for whatever reason, like, Cumaenos is a little paranoid, he's kind of refused. It's safer for him to stay in, like, a camp in the grove of trees, like, in the back part of the property, so...
Well, he totally would.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I figured. It's yeah. So you know, I just left it a little nebulous until it actually came up. So do it that what you like.
Oh yeah, Cole. Some info we did learn last session is that there's been There's been some undead activity in 3 places: the train station, the lake, and the farmlands.
Yes.
I'm gonna be real upset if there's a zombie chilling in my tent. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So we were actually heading that direction, kind of on our way to find Oliver last time. So that's another thing we can do. We could stop by the farmlands to ask some people around there if there's been any undead.
True. I think that would be a good idea. Especially considering that might be a bit of an issue here if the undead are more active than normal come the end of the month.
Yes. So it's a good idea to resolve this kind of stuff.
Could definitely be a good thing to just do in the meantime, yeah. Oh, Carhas disagrees.
Carhast has exploded.
No,
Oh,
he
no,
disappeared.
Anyway, so
Anyway,
we can check
He
for those numbers for bounties. I want to know the price on our heads.
you want to? I don't think you'd know what the price on your heads is for bringing you in. Obviously, it seems like they want you brought in alive, not dead. Maybe you don't know.
I love that for us.
But
Very grateful for that.
Yeah, but like they'd probably kill mate, so
I'd probably sell mate.
Yeah, I would sell them. Crap.
If I was a fucking goon, I'd be like, robot. Shiny.
robot.
Money.
I forget what was the price that I said that was on Ash's head. I think it was like at least 10,000. Yeah, so it's 10,000
gold
on just Ash's head. That's a different bounty though. So
Okay,
I think,
smackaroon.
I think for each of you, like for being brought in alive, it's like 5,000. Yeah.
Can I turn myself in and take like half?
Can I take half? It's like, look, I brought myself here. Give you the money.
Yeah.
I deserve it.
I turned myself in. Where's my money?
Yeah, I'd say like in the criminal underworld, the price on your heads would be like 5,000 each.
Wow, that's on top of Ash's already existing bounty.
5,000? That is an outrage. I'm worth at least 25.
you don't have a bounty on your head. Shut up.
You have a fat 0 on your head.
I'm being funny.
You're in the negative.
I don't appreciate this level of disrespect. Wow.
Earn a bounty
What
then,
are you doing?
dipshit.
Go kick someone in the balls, get a bounty.
Duncan's just some guy.
Duncan's some guy who
He's a
harasses
witness.
random homeless women and kicks them from trees. It's all very rude of him.
Where's the guinea pig? Oh, you put him away? Okay.
Seriously, that fucking druid is complaining that he kicked him, that he kicked her from a tree. Just kind of really.
You were trying to kill us.
Anyway.
I almost died.
Again. Alright, so, I guess you guys want to take a little trip to the farmlands?
Yeah.
Alright.
Somebody grab the banjo.
So, let's see here. One second. I haven't. I don't think I did anything with this map. Hold on. No, I did. Okay. I haven't. Anything else that you guys wanted to do? Actually.
No.
Anything
I'm
that
gonna
you
go
guys
take. I'm gonna take Oliver's
Ooh.
flowers.
During our off time, I think I will look over items with which to purchase if you are okay with me saying Cumaenos go shopping and then get stuff TM.
Sure. I actually came up with I think suggestions for what you can grab. Shadow Signet
Kinda
Ring
cool.
is something I don't think you can get yet. That's
That's
level
like a
9.
level 10 item.
Yeah, that's a thing for casters, which is really essential. It boosts your ability to make spell attack rolls.
Target the reflex or fortitude DC instead of AC.
I'll be able to miss them even less.
So let's see, what do I have here? So under suggestions, I think for Cumaenos, holy prayer beads. Hang on, what do those do?
A religious man.
Prayer beads.
Sounds kind of cool.
Oh, whenever
For
you
me.
cast a divine spell from your own spell slots while holding them, you recover 1 hit point.
Nice.
And it also allows you to gives you free casting of bless or heal once per day.
Bless.
So
Good.
essentially gives you more spell slots to use heal with without actually using your own.
Kind of useful.
Yeah, very
I do
useful.
that a lot.
Healer's Gloves also gives you heal spell, but also I think bonus to medicine checks.
It's not a really heal spell, it's 2d6 plus 7 HP.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it allows you to restore HP. Oh, for free. Cool.
I used that.
Yeah, so Doc actually has that. The Mask of Mercy is another one I have on here as a suggestion.
Kind of fitting. I do wear a mask. All the time.
So basically, once per day, you're about to roll a number of hit points to restore from an action with the healing trait. Basically, you roll twice and take the higher result. But it's only once per day. What else do I have here? Also, generally, wands and scrolls are very, very useful. Wands only have, I think, 1 use. Yeah, so you can only... Wands are pretty much set with a single spell that you can use once per day. You try to use it more, but you run the risk of destroying the wand. But it recharges every day. They're reusable. So you program like a single spell into it and just, go nuts.
There are also certain ones that are like the spell but slightly augmented, like I don't remember what it's called, but there's one that has Soothe and it gives like a like an additional bonus against mental effects, I believe, like in addition to the standard effects of Soothe.
Yeah, wands are useful if like there's some spells that you don't really want to waste slots preparing or learning, but
are useful to have available.
Very useful to have available. And then scrolls are just consumable spells that again don't use up your spell slots. So yeah, wands and scrolls are very, very useful because spell slots are valuable resources. You want to keep them up as much as possible. So like for casters, you're very much item heavy for a lot of things.
I think.
What else?
It sounds like I have a lot of options to parse through.
You have a lot of options.
You can also upgrade or change out spell cards.
Yeah, you can upgrade or change out spell cards. So I'm allowing you to create spell cards or pick spell cards up to 3rd level spells. Technically, I shouldn't because like you'll get access to that at level 5, but you're so close to level 5 anyway. So I'm letting you have that. So you can either pick any 3rd level spell or any spell that can be heightened to 3rd level.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my new spell card I got last session.
Yeah. He has haste. which is
A little
arcane.
useful.
Yeah, it's arcane. Another thing that I forgot that I mentioned to the guys last time in regards to spells and stuff, like scrolls and other items that require casting a spell. So this is apparently a thing you can do. So the feat trick magic item exists. So if you're normally not capable of casting, or you want to use a scroll or an item that uses a spell that's not in your typical spell tradition, so Cumaenos would be a divine caster. So if you wanted to use anything that's in the arcane, primal, or occult list, normally you can't. But with trick magic item, you can. All it requires is training in the respective skills, so either nature, religion, arcana, and occultism. And it has more use outside of combat, so you can just buy spell scrolls of various utility spells, use trick magic item, make the skill check roll, and if you succeed, oh hey, you can use the scroll. So you're not completely SOL if you are not, the correct type of caster. But its main use is out of combat, not in combat, because it takes up too many actions to do. So out of combat, you can do that as much as you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
I do have access to some arcane casting through the runes card dedication.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
you
know how
did.
that would interact with that.
You'd be fine, I think.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
So yeah, you can actually cast arcane stuff, and Ash can do that too once he's capable of casting leveled spells.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
The ultimate
Level
rogue.
spells.
Yeah.
Imagine casting.
Anyway, yeah. So you guys can do that. Anyway, yeah. I need to prepare this thing while you're shopping for stuff. But yeah.
I guess while you're prepping
Yeah,
that,
Cole.
I'll heal
While you,
people.
Cole. While you're figuring out what stuff that you'd like to purchase, I'm gonna finish setting this up, and you guys can tell me whatever else you're doing or resolving.
I'm just gonna be healing people.
And I need to put your tokens on the map here, because you're heading out to the farmlands.
Me? I'm going fishing.
I'm gonna read out the fucking 2 hats worth of copy pasta. Women fear fish fear me, men turn their eyes away from me as I walk, nobody stare makes a sound in my presence. I'm alone on this barren earth, the lame fish. God, I fucked it up too much.
Is
Let's
this man
continue.
praying?
What?
I'm fishing.
Oh, you're fishing?
He's reading a copy pasta.
Oh, copy pasta.
Yeah, the 2 giant hats of women fear fish fear me.
Oh, that thing. That's weird.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah,
clearly-
at some point I just took 2 different hats that say similar things, put them together, and I learned that I can say the full thing in one breath.
Nice.
It's like a solid 20 lines, something like that. 3.
Ayo.
And
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a few of these to see how it goes.
This man has a truck?
I lied, it's just under 30.
Understandable.
Don't touch my truck.
Truck, my truck.
My truck, my truck.
Alright. Okay, so.
While
yeah.
we're walking, can I just check news reports of it? What was the thing cited at the farmlands? It was like
Zombies?
Oh,
Yeah.
so what's been going on in the farmlands? So
yeah, checking the news for sightings.
Yeah, okay. So, two things. Actually, you know what? Roll your influencer lore for me, please.
Ooh.
Because you're scouring news boards and such. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
They're able to cross-reference stuff fairly easily between the contract boards and the news reports over the last week or so. And the news hasn't been reporting on it much aside from it's like a minor news ticker headline about strange creatures being sighted in the farmlands, and civilians are advised to exercise extra caution when roaming the roads at night. And you're able to corroborate that with the contracts that have been popping up in the past week as well from the local clerics chapter in Sunshale, looking for people to check up on, at least, the various wards that have been placed to repel undead. And, not resolve any issues, just check up on the wards. As far as you can tell, there actually hasn't been any hunting contracts posted for undead stuff. But if there have been, you can't tell. If there are, they haven't been posted to the public boards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So stuff has been going on, just not sure what. And, Cumaenos, you don't stay in town, so this area is more of what you're familiar with. And Cumaenos has been staying on... he has a campsite in a grove of trees on the farmland of a certain Chayton Sunridge, who is a local farmer who lives on the, I guess, it's like the grounds of his family farm with his grandmother, his elderly grandmother. Lives alone, takes after, I can speak English! Oh my god!
I mean, you are speaking English, just not in the right order.
My brain is not functioning, I did not have enough coffee. I'm tired.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Word salad. Anyway.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
I've forgotten how to speak since yesterday too.
Oh man, if I spoke any other language, I'd be butchering it right about now. Anyway.
Ik ben niet met overleefd. Er is niks aan de hand.
Oh boy, yeah, rub it in, why don't you? Anyway. Yeah, so Chayton lives on the family farm, cares for his elderly grandmother. And since you came to town, Cumaenos, he's allowed you to camp in, the forest on the edge of his farmland. But he has invited you to stay at the farmhouse because, hey, he's got the empty space. Might as well make use of it. But for whatever reason, you've turned him down. At the very least, you probably use the facilities every so often when you need to. But it's a standing offer.
I'm not sleeping here. I'm gonna get fucking put in a basement.
But, yeah, no. You've been here however long, weeks, months, It's a fairly casual sort of arrangement. Chayton Sunridge is a pretty laid-back guy with a little high-strung on occasion, especially during harvest season right now. Considering, he manages the farm by himself. You've not seen him in, a week, though. Normally you see him, every day, but not seen him in a bit.
Even longer.
Yeah, it's been a bit. And you can actually see him working on the truck in the driveway.
So that Cumaenos would just kind of start walking over. Hello, Chayton. It's been some time.
So you see him actually under the hood of the car or the truck, trying to seemingly fix something. And when you speak up, you startle him and bangs his head on the hood. Ah, son of a bitch!
My apologies. I was not attempting to startle you.
Pokes his head out and finally notices you. Oh, hey! haven't seen you around in a while. I'm starting to get worried.
I mean, there likely is good reason to have such worry, but currently I am fine. On the topic of things to worry about, currently we are actually, well, I am here with some compatriots, primarily to investigate the,
This man said compatriots. Wow.
to investigate some of the undead happenings in the local area.
Chayton squints. I'm sorry, what? Undead what?
Nothing to worry about, I assure you. Until it is something to worry about.
Okay, whatever you say, buddy. But now that you mention it, I have noticed some weird shit going on the last week or two. You know, Sunshale's kind of weird this time of year. Redfall's weird. But they seems more active than usual. It's only, what, a week or so into Redfall, and I've been noticing some, weird shadowy creatures moving around at night. Kinda freaking me out.
It does sound as though it has been abnormally active as of late, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. People in the Sun Clan that my family's from talk about spirits of the land roaming around. I don't know what's going on. Either someone's doing something they're not supposed to be, or something is very, very upset, but I try to stay out of it. I don't understand it, but...
I don't think any of us have an explanation, but at least mitigating the symptoms of whatever's going on would be ideal.
I mean, I've been seeing more clerics coming around every day, checking up on whatever seals they've got erected around here. But I don't think they've been finding much, or if they have, I don't know. You know how the clerics chapter is like here. A little secretive for my taste, but religious types, right?
Just the smallest bit.
And he notices the group behind you.
Mate waves.
So, who are those guys? I didn't think you kept many friends.
Traditionally, no. However, circumstances have led me to close association with these individuals.
Ah, I see. Still a bit of a loner then, I guess.
It's easier that way for the most part.
Well, you do you. I know how you are. Well, I want to do some investigating. Feel free. Your camp's just the way I left it. I checked in on you a couple of times over the last couple of days. And you weren't in. I just assumed you were in town or something, and I just missed you. But it's good to see you. I'm glad you're okay.
Likewise. Additionally, what I would mention is if anyone does come looking for or inquiring about someone that is similar to myself, I've never been here and you are entirely unfamiliar with me as an individual.
Chayton smirks at you. Well, I never intended on telling anybody about you in the first place, even before you mentioned that, so, I'll just
happy
keep
to see that we...
I'll just keep doing what I've been doing.
Well, I'm happy to see that we are, in fact, on the same page in that case.
Hey, I don't ask questions. You know, your business is your business.
Thank you.
Hey, get off the couch. You're not supposed to be up there. Go.
I have never once sat on your couch.
No, wait. No, you're not supposed to be up there.
I've never even gone up there. I've intentionally avoided it.
hang on, I need to shoot the bunny. Hey, get off the couch! You're not supposed to be up there! Yeah, good boy.
This is why it's nice having cats. If you're loud enough, the cat knows it's fucked up. On the other hand, she's allergic, I guess, so there's that.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, cats? Yeah, I am I am severely allergic to cats.
You have well informed us, and I believe you.
If not allergic, Phoe would make the perfect cat owner.
Why? Why would I be the perfect cat owner?
Reasons.
Okay. Is this like an
I'll think
implication
about-
I'm a crazy cat lady or something?
You said it, not us.
Won't either confirm or deny.
I'm confused.
I deny.
You are denying some suspiciously specific accusations, madam.
Okay. Anyway, Chayton, nods at you, Cumaenos. Well, I don't know if there's any weird stuff going on around here, but you're welcome in to investigate if you like. Your camp's exactly the way I left it. I didn't touch anything. Just maybe tidied up a couple of things. But yeah, feel free to have a look around. You can, if you like, you can stay for dinner or something. The house is yours if you like.
I do appreciate the offer, thank you.
All right, I'll be here. I just need to fix this damn engine. I think
Would you mind if I take a look? I'm pretty handy with stuff like that myself.
he blinks and stares at you, Croux.
8 waves.
Are you from the Tinkers Union? You kind of look like it.
You know it.
Oh, well, all right. I mean, I'm not exactly in a position to take it into the shop right now, but hey, if you're here and you're willing to take a look, be my guest. I'm not gonna stop you.
He also runs a thriving social media video site account.
Thing.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah?
what they're called.
You're on Viewport, Whippoorwill.
Crew's going to, as he's talking, Crew's going, just like looking over the car. Yeah, admittedly, you know, pretty new. Don't have any kind of following yet, but yeah, I post some stuff on there sometimes. Crew's been trying to do this for multiple years.
Well,
On and off.
I can use some new material to watch in my spare time. And he then asks you for your channel handle and everything.
Yeah. Who does that? Would it be a yeah. Would it be like crafting or lore engineering for a crew to just like
I'd
see what's up with
say
the car?
engineering.
All right. Oh
Ooh,
hell yeah!
That's good. I think that would be a crit success there. Okay, you know exactly what's wrong with the car.
You got a bomb in it.
Aside from a snapped belt, it looks like his radiator's cracked. And that's not exactly, you know, a quick fix. You can fix it. Like, you got like some pretty heavy duty repair stuff, but you can repair it to the point where it's drivable. But he's still gonna have to take it into a mechanic to get the radiator completely replaced.
Yeah, it's just something like there's a problem. Just like after like maybe just a few minutes of looking at there's a problem. Radiator's a bit broken and belt snapped. I could probably get the belt fixed up, but you're gonna need to take it to a shop for the radiator.
Oh, that was quick. thanks. I mean, as long as I can drive it, I can take it into a shop. Otherwise, I'd have to get a tow, and that's kind of a pain.
Let me help you out with the belt then, as Crew's going to reach into his bag, pull out the more heavy duty repair tools, not the stuff that he uses for mate. You know, the guy may probably use a car engine in him somewhere, but
You actually could probably use the mimic adhesive to seal up the crack too.
Sticky gum.
Yeah. And the
you
belt.
see, the thing is, I don't know what else I would use it for. So,
and
if it works, it works.
actually, with the belt too, replacing it's easy. Just like a leather strap can probably fix it. Weirdly enough, yeah, you know, a leather strap can fix most belts. Don't ask me how I know this shit. My husband's very good with cars, and he's repaired stuff all the time. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, no, it'll take you like... It'll take you like a couple of minutes to fix most of the stuff. The belt might take a little longer because, you know, you'd have to trim it down to size, but you can do it. It's easy. It's not no big
I
deal
have quick
for you.
repair. It'll be fast. It'll be fine.
It's not electronics, but Croux is fairly mechanically minded.
I have specialty crafting in literally everything.
Oh yeah, you do. So you can just do anything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you may do that. You can help him fix the truck.
Yeah. Just consider it a thanks for taking care of friend there. Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty good at taking care of himself, but I try.
Yeah.
A little bit of a recluse, if you ask me, but not a bad guy. I kind of feel bad about not talking to him more, but keeps to himself.
Yeah, that's just the kind of guy he is. Admittedly, though, probably less of a recluse than some of the rest of the group.
Well, you know, some folks are like that. I mean, you know, he's nice to talk to every so often when he feels like talking, but I'm not gonna push. Anyway, alright.
Oh, yeah.
What are the rest of you doing right now while Croux is working on the truck?
I
Soon me
forgot
and
Nate's
Ash.
going to do the standard thing of new person, new friend, roll up, give head pats.
Head pets.
Head pats.
Chayton will pet mate and look kind of impressed at your mechanical creation. Oh, this one's kind of cute. Doesn't seem like something a Tinker's Union engineer would usually make. Usually they're a lot more utilitarian than that.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, you just start a passion project and you never really stop working on them.
Usually the things I've seen are either super advanced and human-like as possible, or very basic. And the whole, he waves at mate, the whole cutesy angle seems, I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's up your alley, but at the same time I'm not surprised.
I mean, Crew's just going to glance over at mate. It's not like he's complaining.
I see that as a little cheerful fella. He just kind of sits back and watches you work on repairing the engine, but, you know, continues making small talk.
Yeah. Crew's very happy to be back in his element, being able to actually talk to someone too.
The heck is Cumaenos? What the
He's
hell
up
are
here
you?
with us.
Back here.
Oh, I see you guys. I see you guys. Okay.
Well, something that I was gonna advise what Cumaenos is doing immediately after he's like freed from the social obligation of talking to the person who's letting him freeload on his property. He would then go around
Jesus
the
Christ.
perimeter of the home to confirm that there isn't anything that's been like fucking around with the house in the middle of the night, or if there's been any like particular like auras that are lingering around.
Okay.
Would you want a perception in regards to trying to see if anything seems like it's been fucking with the outside of the house lately?
Let me
He's
see
doing
what
the
you
lore
guys-
thing.
I think, like, are you doing perception check or is it one of your other proficiencies? Because I think occultism would work as well. I think your perception's higher.
Let me check. Perception is an 8. Cultism is a... So yes, perception.
Oh, actually, you have Veil lore as well, which is a +9.
Yes.
And because
Would that
it's more
work here?
yeah, that would work. You can use that. Because
But-
it's a specific check, the DC is lower. Oh shit!
Nice.
Okay, that's good.
Can I roll
Alright.
this as well?
Yes, you may.
I'm just looking at for the same stuff, but more around the farm.
Go for him.
30.
Holy fucking shit!
This is the
What
ghost MVP here.
What
Nice.
the hell, guys? These rolls are high.
We heard ghost.
Okay.
People just know their stuff. Okay?
Ghost.
They're smart boys.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So for both of you, this information is gonna be the same, roughly. So, what did you guys use to get out to the farms? Did you walk or did you drive?
I ain't got no fucking car.
I think you guys drove because you drove
Good.
out to the campgrounds too.
You know, good question.
Oh yeah,
you
we
have a car.
yeah we did drive to the
You did that
campground.
anyway.
So
So
I live in a tent on a farm. You think I got shit?
You got a bike, right?
I'm sorry. The image of Cumaenos riding a bike is funny.
I can't imagine that.
Anyway, yeah, the entire time you guys spent traveling out to the farmlands, which is easily like 10-15 minutes from the center of town, and probably closer to half an hour from the lake where you guys were at. The airs felt a little bit off, and generally, like, it's kind of the same sensation you've been feeling throughout Sunshale, and this is the same sensation you felt at the lake. There's the ever so slightest sensation of the chill of death in the air. It's not particularly strong. It seems like it's just lingering negative energy from stuff that's just died over the years and years that Sunshale's been in existence. Because
Yeah.
it's like how on those ghost shows particular places are said to be haunted because of all the negative energy. It's kind of like that, but like not as extreme. And Sunshale's been known to harbor that kind of energy that seems to increase as the month goes on, and the barrier between the veil grows thinner and thinner. And the Sunridge property in particular is not strong in such a sensation. It's just, in the middle of farmlands. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint where exactly the strongest emanation of energy would be. But you do both notice lingering traces of something unnatural. You see, like, the earth has been disturbed in a couple of places, and what looks like scratch marks or claw marks here and there on rocks. The ground. Some of the crops actually look like they've been disturbed or tread through, and you see some scratch marks on the house, but with your expertise, you're able to figure out it's not from anything natural. It's not from an animal. It's something else.
Yeah.
No, it's not ideal.
As an investigator, am I able to, like, discern anything from this kind of stuff?
I think you're pursuing a lead on this. I can't remember. One of them was Quint. The other thing was
It was William, but I could have easily changed it to investigating the, I guess, undead happenings.
Yeah, you can change it. It only takes like a minute. Yeah, sure, you can
Yeah.
change that. So you have your circumstance bonus to pursue a lead.
Yes.
So, what would be the thing to use here?
All the checks are relatively high.
Like, I think society, because like that would be historical, and then there's the local lore.
Mm.
I'd say local lore that you have, because Doc's
They're both
local.
equally as high.
You can roll either, and it'll work.
Not too bad, but DC
Not
should
too
be
bad.
lower, hopefully.
Yeah, the DC's lower. Yeah, that's good enough. What were you looking for in particular? Oh, right, like the undead situation. Okay. So, Doc, having lived in Sunshale for the last couple of years, you know all of the local folklore, you know the superstitions, you also know a fair bit about Sunshale's history. And back when Sunshale was first established, like 150, 200 years ago, whatever, it wasn't always a calm and pleasant place. And you know how the Wild West is, a little rough and tumble at times. And this was before Nissa actually had any significant amount of respect or clout in town. Used to be at the mercy of, I guess, several local bandit gangs, or tyrannical landlords, that sort of thing. There was a point, I want to say like 150 years ago, where what would eventually become the Guild M7 managed to thwart and drive out the bandits and the horrible landowners, and Sunshale established itself as relatively independent and welcoming. So there's a fair bit of bloodshed, or blood that's been shed in Sunshale and around Sunshale, and a few of the farmsteads. So there's been a little bit of a history of death, and you're fairly sure there's more than a few bodies that are buried in the farmlands that have been kind of undiscovered over the years. So it kind of makes sense that when the veil grows thin in Redfall, the dead rise from their graves wherever they may be, or otherworldly things. But dead is usually the order of the day during Redfall and Sunshale.
Okay.
But where the train station has more of the combusted and ghosts, and then I don't remember what the lake has, like the aquatic kind, like I guess drowned.
The drowned.
The drowned, yeah.
Bloated corpses.
Yeah, like the bloaty kind. The kind of undead that tend to show themselves in the farmlands are more of the like shambling corpse zombie type things.
Jeepers creepers,
or skeletons. Those are the types that tend to show themselves in the farmlands. So there's different types of undead in different parts of Sunshale. So this is the more generic kind.
So in which case that explains scratch marks.
Yeah. But again, this is weird because it's way too early in the month for this to be happening. Normally this sort of thing doesn't happen until like mid-month or later, when the veil starts getting thin. So the fact that this is happening now is weird.
This is very clear. Something's accelerating it.
Mm-hmm. And all three of you know this, or are able to glean it.
Okay. Does Ash know where the, or Ash and Cumaenos know where the wards are for this particular area?
Cumaenos, I think, would definitely know where the wards are for this particular farmstead, because I would think a lot of the farmsteads have protective measures in place. I mean, like, the perimeters, yeah, you can protect against that, but once they're on your property, you're kind of SOL.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. It's not completely foolproof, but let me see here. I want to say
It's like leaving the gate open.
yeah,
Through
it's
the
like
vine
leaving
gate.
it's like leaving the gate open. Like, you know, you can have your big fancy security system, but if there's a gap in that security, it doesn't work quite as well.
Mhm.
So, the house itself would definitely be protected. There'd be wards on all the doors and windows, so more like a paper seal or something like that, like the Fulus.
A nice sticker.
Yeah, like a nice sticker. And then there'd be protective wards placed on the perimeters of the farmstead, so main gate and every so often along the walls. So Cumaenos would know where those are. I
Alright.
can't really show you on the map, but no, yeah, he'd know where they are.
Okay.
And then there'd be larger protective measures in place, so like monuments or shrines that would act as like a protective measure against undead or unholy things.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like monuments scattered around the farmlands.
Okay. Well, I suppose one of the order of businesses would probably be to start checking on those as well, huh?
Yeah. That's my idea too. We start checking the wards, see if any of them have been tampered, or if there's any evidence left behind if they have been tampered.
Okay. So, I won't require a check for this because Cumaenos knows where they are, so they wouldn't be hard to find.
Nice.
So
That goes
Cumaenos,
open.
that's the garage. He needs some air circulation through there. Anyway, Cumaenos. So, you go through the process of checking all of the protective wards, kind of like, you know, checking all of the security cameras and everything, making sure all the windows are locked and the doors are, you know, are shut and whatnot. That's kind of like a similar routine. The wards are, for the most part, seem to just have like their normal wear and tear. And they get replaced every so often because they don't last forever, right?
Yeah.
And some of them look like they've been replaced at least within the last month or two. That's normal. You know, they don't all decay at the same rate, which is kind of annoying. But on a few of them, particularly at the front of the property, they seem to have deteriorated the quickest. Like, the paper still looks somewhat new, but it's eroded in like very, very quickly. Normally when the seals erode, it looks old, it looks worn, it looks like it's been exposed to the elements for a long time. But the newer ones that have been replaced at the front of the property, they don't look like they've been around nearly long enough to have the amount of wear that they do.
Well, that's not ideal, now is it?
And then the eastern side of the property too, further from the house, near the perimeter, the wards are even more worn, almost like completely eroded. And they look like they were replaced relatively recently.
Is there like no physical signs of tampering, just that they're worn out way faster than they're supposed to?
Yeah.
What would cause that?
You may roll occult. The three of you can do this since I assume all three of you are investigating this together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be an occult roll.
It'd be good to know what causes this. If it's some kind of oh gosh.
Okay. Okay.
Ah, damn.
Alright, so you're all able to figure this out, but Doc, you're kind of the one that manages to put the pieces together and put words to the idea. But the only thing that you know would deteriorate these seals that quickly is necromancy. Someone actively practicing necromancy and raising the dead fucking with the natural cycle of the world and doing something that they really shouldn't.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
So we have a person that likes dead people on our hands. How
Hey
fun.
Trey, did you happen to have any underlings that like necromancy?
What? No. Why would I like that? That shit's creepy, man. Like, I mean, I'm a freak of nature myself, but I draw the line at necromancy, and as far as I know, most places in the world do too.
Does Quint like necromancy?
Trey stops and thinks about it for a second. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, he does.
That would kind of check out, given the fact that we've been accosted by undead on more than one occasion at this point.
I mean, I've never seen it myself. I don't know the guy personally, not like I would, but from what I've heard in the ranks, he's a bit of a weirdo. I don't know what kind of psycho is into both necromancy and heavy metal, but he has a habit of raising the dead with his, I guess, music or whatever the hell you call it.
What?
That is odd.
I've heard of bardic abilities before, but that seems strange.
Yeah, it's a little weird and kind of fucked up.
Someone out there is raising the dead willy-nilly, and we're calling that a little weird.
Well, it's with metal music. Who
Well, at
does
this
that?
point- At this
That
point, I'm
makes it
unsurprised
worse.
about.
You gotta be honest though, that kind of rocks.
It's literally death metal.
Death metal.
Alright, we gotta ask the farmer. Does he hear death metal at night?
Guys, I'm going to fucking re-download Crypt of the Necrodancer when this session's over.
Hell yeah. Wait, holy shit. This is.
Hmm?
The boss fight better fucking use Crypt of the Necrodancer music, I swear to god.
It actually
Oh,
fit
it's a
if you think
wonderful
of it.
Anyway, yeah, you guys may continue.
Okay. So he's a metal freak.
Yeah, he's a metal freak. Kind of a weirdo too, from I guess whatever clan he was from. Normally folks like him try to protect the dead and guide them to the afterlife. He seems to think differently, which was why I guess he was exiled from his. Seems to think that the place of the dead is among the living. Or at least that's what I've heard.
Well, you know what I think? He wouldn't be able to do this kind of stuff that often in a big city, though, right?
I mean, probably not. But it sounds like someone's been experimenting on trying to raise more dead more frequently.
Well, this would be the month to try and do something like that, to be fair.
Yeah, I guess he figures a place with a bloody past probably has ample dead to test things out on.
Well, then. Looks like we already get this situated before the end of the month.
Well, I mean,
Else.
you've got the
We're-
local clerics chapter that can take care of the brunt of the work, but from what I remember, there weren't a lot of clerics in Sunshale to begin with.
No, there are not. And that's what worries me.
Sure will have their hands full.
Just
Main word is the
slightly.
train station. That's in a very popular area. If this is happening there too, then yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Now, I could be wrong. I am not myself a egomaniacal metalhead that likes raising the dead, but it sounds as though it would not be the strangest concept that come the end of the month might be the finale, as it were.
Ah, I see. Well, we don't know when you
Just a
try with this big stuff, but there's not enough info to go off for right now. Of what the goal of this move is, other than to wreak havoc.
Well, one thing's clear. He's allowed to do as he pleases. You're probably gonna end up with an undead apocalypse on your hands.
Yep.
Myself not included.
It'd be even worse if you did it during tournament season when all the errands are busy and tired out.
Yeah, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Seems the timing is perfect storm.
Yeah, so I intend to get to work on my little plot the moment I can. But for now, let's focus on what we got so far. I want to ask him if he's heard any death metal at night.
Peculiar question. Without
It's a legit
context.
question.
Why are you walking around? You can go to the garage.
You just go in his house?
Pan down.
If the door's
back
open.
to Chayton.
I mean, I've been invited in.
It's like a vampire. He's already been invited.
The door's open.
Door stuck.
Anyway, yeah, you guys finish your investigations and come back to Chayton and Croux just chatting away while Croux is working on the engine for the truck.
At this point, could it be said that Crew's like finishing up?
Yeah, he's finishing up at this point.
Yeah.
And like as you guys reconvene, he's leaning against the wall of the garage. Oh my god!
Napalta.
Gary sneeze.
Sorry, I got surprised. That was loud. Yeah, so Chayton's leaning against the side of the garage watching Croux work, and as you guys reconvene in the front yard or in the driveway, he nods in acknowledgement at you guys. Oh, hey, all done? You find anything interesting?
Unfortunately, yes.
We found lots of things.
Oh, that tone doesn't sound good. He ruffles
Well, I would
his wings.
I would suggest, especially in the next coming days, to be very careful, at least during the night, because we did find evidence that there's likely been some manner of risen dead on the premises.
Oh, great. Again? I just replaced those seals. What good are they if they're just gonna wear out so quickly? Those fucking
That's
mages.
the problem. They are wearing out so quickly.
Oh,
Indeed.
so the mages aren't doing this deliberately to sell more wards?
No.
No.
Huh. I think that's worse.
Yes.
So
Wow.
what have you been able to find out?
It's been caused by necromancy. And this has been happening not just at your place, but all around the city.
Yes.
What? No kidding.
And this might be the weirdest question to ask. But have you heard any death metal at night?
Death metal?
Music.
Or any
Oh.
kind of music?
He folds his wings and thinks for a moment. Let me think. I mean, if anyone's been playing music late at night, I haven't heard anything. At least not very clearly. I mean, pretty far from the road, and the next neighbors are miles away. But I have heard weird noises in the woods at night, the edge of the property. I haven't bothered to go look, because, I mean, ignore it and hope it goes away, right?
Edge of the property. Is that around your camp, Cumaenos?
I mean, it is possible. There's a significant edge of the property, but yes, it is a possibility.
Have you looked around there yet?
Not as of yet.
You might want to go do that.
It is upon the docket.
But yeah, there's a necromancer wandering around the city somewhere, and they want to raise a lot of dead. Particularly this month, which is not a very good thing. So we'd like to advise you to be very careful from these days on.
He sighs. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go into town at some point and buy more undead hunting supplies. Not looking forward to that.
Real quick, would Croux have seen one of the seals before? And B, since I have magic crafting, would I be able to would it be possible for Croux to sort of repair and or strengthen them?
So, the thing about the seals is that they wear out over time. They're like Fulus. They're consumable. So they have like a they have a set duration. So
Okay,
you can't really repair them, but you can replace them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could craft him a fireman's lantern if you wanted.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Like a couple of ferryman's lanterns.
Oh yeah, those are. I forgot that we have a thing against ghosts.
Yeah.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
It's,
Constantly attached to Cumaenos.
Oh yeah, Cumaenos just has one.
Yeah, he's just
Forgot
chilling.
about that part too. You guys would probably know this better than me. Croux gets out of the trunk of the car. The undead that fucking pop up, are they the more physical kind, or are they ghosts? Ferryman's lantern appears to mostly affect ghosts.
It could be both.
I think it's any undead. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what the ferryman's lantern does.
Nope.
So it's the Reaper's Lantern spell, and what does the Reaper's Lantern spell do? Because it's been a bit. I think Reaper's Lantern works on all undead. Yeah, it's all undead. Yeah. So it works on it works on all undead, not just ghosts.
Might be good to just make a fair few of these, honestly.
True.
Shame that it takes 4 days a pop.
The price is a little expensive.
That too.
It's 100.
Well, we have one.
Wait, hang on.
I don't know if that's
Second level
enough.
spell. How much do second level spells cost by scrolls for? Hang on 1 second.
Scrolls of Reaper's Lantern.
Well, it's essentially just a permanent item for the Reaper's Lantern spell.
Second level scroll is 12 GP.
Oh, okay. Why? Oh, yeah. The reason why it's permanent is, or the reason why it's so expensive is because it's permanent.
Yeah, if anything, it'd be better to like look at a wand.
I think I might actually. I think I just overestimated the price. It should be less than that. So
A wand of a second level spell is 160 GP.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I think 100 GP is, I think, the appropriate cost for a single Reaper's Lantern. So you could make more, but I think it'd be expensive, and I don't think you have the funds for it right now.
Crew
if
at
only
the
we had
very
a 3D
least
printer.
doesn't.
Yep. Always give them the one we have.
Oh, fucking hell, I should have taken the 3D printer. Why didn't I just pick that up?
Wouldn't the Tinker's Workshop have one?
They would, actually. You
I mean,
have
they
all
would,
that.
but-
You have all that equipment in your workshop, by the way.
Oh yeah, I have a workshop.
You have a workshop.
Dude.
You could make use of it.
Like, I
Send it
have
up
a
in the
map
greenhouse.
for your workshop, and it has
I
all that
remember the
equipment
map.
in it.
The thing is, I remember the map, I forgot the workshop. I remember that I have a map, I just forgot why it was made. So how would that work for like making stuff like?
So,
Because like the
So, I think so with the Reaper's Lantern stuff, or a Ferryman's Lantern, you have the housing and you have like the spell portion. As long as you can find somebody to supply the spell, you're good. Like I'll probably have the cost, because like you can probably just mass produce the housing for it. It's the spell that's the problem.
also the shards.
Oh yeah, the shards. Yeah.
You have shards.
You have
just-
shards.
Oh, we have a shit ton of shards, but like that's a second limiting factor.
Yeah. So yeah, you can either use
Doesn't
the
make-
shards or have somebody supply the spell. Either way, I'd have the cost, because like you have most of the stuff for it anyway. So it'd be like
50 is still out of
yeah.
my pocket range right now.
Yeah.
I love
This
having
guy.
that. I love throwing money into my infinite pile of debt.
Gee, you're right.
I mean, if Cumaenos wants to help out, he's rich.
He's
He
so
also
Not rich. I live in a tent.
Yeah, he's a hermit.
I'm frugal.
Anyway.
You can also just give him the item he has, you know. We can always make another one.
True. He'd be more than willing to hand over the current Ferryman's Lantern that he has on his purpose if it was requested.
I mean,
Problem is
Chayton's not gonna impose, you know.
Yeah.
He
Would-
doesn't know you
would
have
Chayton-
it.
Yeah, would he even recognize it as a ferryman's lantern in specific?
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
There's some marketing. Look at this cool item. It could be
Oh, it is.
yours for only 100 gold.
Only? That's a steal.
Anyway, like, yeah, after you guys reveal all that stuff, Chayton's gonna sigh. I wonder if there's still any ferryman clerics or order members in town. They're probably short on supplies this time of the month. Oh. If I can request stuff early enough, I can get ahead of the crowd. Usually a lot of people order things this time of year to protect their properties and their persons. Where am I gonna find a ferryman cleric?
I don't know, but yeah, I don't know many clerics around here, but we do have a lantern line.
No,
Yes, I
great.
do have one in my person that I'd be able to loan.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're using it, I'm not gonna, I couldn't in good conscience take it from you.
Well, for one, it was made for me as mainly a favor by the very generous Ash here, if I do believe. Secondly, you have allowed me to stay on your property for an indefinite period of time for no want of compensation in return. It is the least that I could do.
He stares at you, kind of conflicted, but eventually he nods gruffly. Well, I'll accept it, but only temporarily. I gotta replace these wards anyway at some point. But if you need it back for any reason, feel free to come by and take it. I'm more than happy to let you have it back.
I will keep that in mind.
It'll at least keep you safer for during this little crisis we're having.
Yeah, and I do have the harvest I gotta worry about, both this month and next. But yeah, I think until stuff's blown over, or until you need it for whatever you're doing, I guess I'll just hang it up on the front porch.
Save his bet.
Offer the lantern out, he will take it from you, and
Yes.
go to hang it up. So you can go ahead and remove the Reaper's lantern from, or Ferryman's lantern from your inventory.
Bye-bye.
I have exploded it from my inventory.
But yeah, as per agreement, if you guys ever need it or want it back, or you're planning on doing some stuff, you can come back and retrieve it.
Okay.
Just snatch her off his porch and walk away.
We have done our good deed.
We love doing good deeds. We are very nice people.
We totally did not do crime earlier.
What?
We
Crime?
did not
We never-
we did not inadvertently kill someone.
That doesn't sound like us.
never.
Oh, right. Yeah, inadvertently kill somebody. Right.
That wasn't us. That was him. He messed up.
He's the one who
Right.
died. It's his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking skill
That's how
issue.
it works, right?
Alright, what would you guys like to do now?
I guess one thing is look around Cumaenos' property, the edge, see if
My
you know,
campsite.
your campsite.
Alright. Yay!
Since now it's on the list.
New map, new map.
Did you jump over the car? 360.
Actually, you don't have to, drive. It's actually on the property. It's a fair bit of a walk, but, like it's eastward.
West.
East.
We saw.
Where is? One second. Dump you all on the map now.
We're going on an adventure.
My favorite.
I love Avengers. Full of excitement and death.
Nothing
My
bad
favorite.
ever happens on adventures.
I think that's all of you now.
We're going on an adventure into the woods.
Potato sacks?
Going on an
So-
adventure to Cumaenos' Little of Nowhere.
So yeah, Cumaenos' camp is located in a grove of trees at the eastern edge of the property. It's a fair bit of a walk, but you can still see the farmhouse in the distance above the rows upon rows of corn, I guess.
Love corn.
Ooh,
I've always loved corn.
It's late in the evening. Yeah, DG
Oh,
made
that's what
this
you
map, by the
said.
way.
Okay.
Nice.
DG made this map, by the way.
Nice.
Point at DG. Point at him.
DG.
Stare directly at him, unblinkingly.
Mm-hmm. We very well should.
Is this where you keep your fancy robes?
Yes, all 3 pairs of them that I have.
Only 3? What the fuck?
There's another raven.
We'll have to get you some clothes. Some more clothes. I don't know.
Where precisely would you want me to store them?
Well, you have a backpack, don't you?
Yes, I will fill it entirely with just clothing. No useful items outside of that whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. We get another bag.
You know what? I suppose I cannot argue with that logic.
Yeah, Cumaenos, this is your rather humble campsite. This is where you spend most of your time when you're not in town.
Is this a tree house?
No?
There are ladders going up here.
This is a low ladder.
Yeah. I guess it just goes up the tree. A post.
Like a hunter's blind or something.
Mhm.
Could be. I
Where I
don't
keep my gun.
know. Hey, it's Texada. Yeah, you probably have a gun up there if you want it.
Or a gun. You gotta shoot some birds.
Oh, I see a bird right there.
Yeah, see a bird right here. Let's shoot it.
Fucking skeet shoot.
You know what? It's a good idea. Hold on. Where my spells at?
I
Oh,
bring, like,
no,
full
don't
card
shoot
on
the
the
bird.
bird.
You got eavesdrop in this shooty.
While that is going on, Cumaenos is just inspecting the campsite to make sure everything seems roughly in order.
Alright, so. Trying to think here. Roll me a perception check, please.
Gotcha. Bang.
Okay. What sorts of things would Cumaenos keep at his camp or in his tent?
Honestly, like, in general, like, personal care items. He'd probably keep a handful of useful tools, some books, probably some herbs and useful things that he's kind of harvested from the nearby small woodland.
Okay. What kinds of books? Just general stuff, or any particular interests or hobbies that he'd have in terms of books?
There's definitely a tendency towards, like, the occult and, like, mystical arts and all that fun stuff, but he also will occasionally just get any random bullshit that catches his interest. He's very curious by nature, so
Okay.
the books he has are probably just, like, library books from town that he's, like, checked out.
Alright. Okay, Cumaenos, you've not been to your camp in pretty much since you guys got back to town, or, well, left and got back to town. So there's a bit of a layer of dirt and dust over a couple of things. A lot is as you left it. But you know how you keep your things, and some of your things look like they've been disturbed, particularly the books. It looks like somebody has gone snooping, not too unlike the same manner that you would when you're
What the fuck? That's my job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because, like, there are some things that are conspicuously missing dirt. You know, someone's picked them up and touched them at least within the last couple of days.
Well, that is mildly concerning, I suppose. It does seem
What
as though
is-
someone has most definitely been going through my belongings at the very least. I don't believe that would have been Kane that would have done so. I mean, he did mention that he stopped by, but I don't think he would have gone through my belongings.
Yeah, most of what Chayton does is just make sure the campsite's, you know, kind of taken care of. Like, he takes care of any, like, garbage or waste or, like, any stuff that's, like, unattended. Make sure, like, you know, there's no food items left hanging around where it shouldn't be, so, you know, bears don't get to it or other animals.
Make sure the tent doesn't blow away.
Yeah, he does that kind of maintenance, you know, but he doesn't touch any of your stuff.
Yeah.
He respects your privacy.
So much like we went through Oliver's book, someone did the exact same thing to Cumaenos. Wow.
That's my job. People are fucking hustling on my turf. In more ways than one. So I would imagine that. Now, I could be wrong, but it would make a certain amount of sense that whoever has been having such a vested interest in us has already paid this campsite a visit.
Most likely. And maybe while they were here, they, did a little tampering.
It is certainly possible, I suppose.
But at least we know they were here, so... I have a proposal.
God, I hope they didn't take any of my shit. They didn't come, or rather, hope they didn't come by and take any of my stuff. It's gonna be so fucking expensive to replace.
Well, it doesn't seem as though anything has been taken. If anything, I would imagine there's likely at least an attempt to make it so that it's not completely obvious someone has been here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a proposal.
What
What
might
if-
you propose?
In case they came back, we set up a little trap. Not the deadly kind of trap. A surveillance trap.
I suppose we could. I don't happen to have anything of that nature on my person.
Is if they caught wind that we're here, they might check here again. And who knows? If we were to set up something like that, then we could possibly just get a better look on their movements.
Or at the very least, we could at least get some idea of a visual appearance of some of their agents.
Yeah. It's just an idea, though. I don't know if we have the equipment to do so. Crew might, but I don't.
I certainly do not.
Actually, I think
Who's
there's
going?
like I think there's a Fulu or something that, you know, functions as security. I don't remember what it is. It's not the sentry. The sentry is for like guard. Actually, no. The sentry actually does guard a particular spot. Hang on, let me check the sentry Fulu.
I got sticks. You want sticks?
Sure.
Let's see. Sentry Fulu depicts an armed guard. When you activate the Fulu, it takes the shape of a tiny humanoid guard made of paper and keeps watch over an area in a 20-foot burst. It has a perception DC of 20 with precise visual senses and imprecise hearing and vibrational sense to detect creatures moving in its area, including through the air. You dictate whether this guard remains still in its area or patrols it. Let's see. Also, you can give it a password for people to bypass. If a creature enters the area without giving the password, the sentry creates either an audible or mental alarm. An audible alarm has the sound and volume of a human shouting, as well as the auditory trait, blah blah blah. The mental alert reaches you if you're within 60 feet of the active guard. The guard remains active for 8 hours and the Fulu is consumed. And it's 15 GP, by the way.
The expensive
So,
security system.
It would be a security system. The problem is we would have to be very close by.
So you couldn't really just set it and forget it.
Aw.
I don't know if there's others. Hang on.
I'm checking Fulu's right now.
Because Fulus are really neat. They're like consumable things, and they do a lot of really cool stuff.
I mean, like, what if, like, you know... Actually, I don't think that'd work.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
Ghostbane Fulu.
Wow.
Oh, that's for weapons. Yeah, it's a talisman thing. But let's see.
Oh wait. I mean, worst case scenario. Mate works as a camera.
There's also a magic item. Technically, it's a magic item. It is 20 GP. It is called a recording rod. And it basically functions like a camera. Like, to record stuff. Yeah, when
Okay.
activated, rod records anything it sees and hears for 1 minute. So yeah, you have to activate it. You can't really remote activate it.
That's only 1 minute. That's not much.
It's only a 1 minute thing.
It's a Kodak camera.
There is a reusable one, but
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Oh yeah, there is one thing that you have that you actually could use. which is the scouting droid that Ash has in his possession and apparently did not sell.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
You can you can program it and activate it remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. So like if you wanted to just set it and leave and do other stuff, yeah, you could do that. And it'd record your surroundings if you wanted to do that.
That'd probably be actually a really good idea.
Because the Fulus, they're only good if you're gonna be within range. Whereas the little scouting droid thing, you can just kind of like leave it there unattended and do other stuff in the meantime, and then recall it. It's like a drone, actually.
Oh shit! I just realized. The inventor's Fulu exists.
Yeah.
Helps against a critically failing unstable.
Yeah, consumables are
That might be
actually
useful
very
to make.
useful in Pathfinder.
We need to buy more of those.
Yeah.
Could you ping the sentry thing in the chat?
Sentry
Ash?
Fulu?
No,
Or-
not Fulu. The droid drone.
I think it's just an item. I don't think I gave any stats to it.
No. It's
Yeah.
this.
Are we shouting droid?
Yep.
But basically, I'll allow you to just kind of like set it and have it record stuff, and you can just recall it at will. You can just program it to do that. Yeah, it does seem a little OP, but whatever. I didn't think
It's
I
one
was
of the
going-
things that like makes absolute sense would exist,
Yeah.
like in this world.
And we
Yeah.
found it in a
Used it.
lab.
You used
Yeah.
it once. And you used it once, and it was to pick the best route to not fight fleshy monsters.
I'm perfectly fine with using the random item compared to tossing Mate in a tree and leaving him recording.
Mate would
True.
probably be very upset at you. Mate would
Yeah.
remember that.
Mate
That's
lonely.
not very nurturing if you could leave him out in the woods.
Yeah, if like
It's his
regardless
enrichment.
regardless of whether or not Mate is actually sapient or not, you don't know. You imagine Mate would be very upset with you if he was.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's his enrichment though.
I mean, we go to
Mate must
fucking hardware store to buy a camera, I guess.
Why do that when we can use a whole ass fucking droid?
We're gonna get some milk, mate. We'll be right back.
We're gonna go get some milk.
Go out
Some
for a
milk
pack
and
of cigarettes, never
Yeah.
come back.
I gotta go get a juice box. I'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Trust us.
Start of Mate's villain arc.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ow. Ooh, I just tweaked my back. Okay.
Ouch, you for your
All right.
bones.
What are you guys doing right now? And Ash, you're eyeing the Raven.
Yes, I'm going to talk to him and activate.
Speak with animals.
You're actually gonna talk with the Raven.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna listen to him first, and then I'll speak with him.
It's a lone raven. It's by itself, so it's not really chatting with anyone.
Mhm.
It's pecking at something on the altar over here.
What's it pecking at?
Mhm.
The remains of some kind of animal, small animal. Looks like a chipmunk. And
Are you
Ash.
sacrificing things over here? Come on.
It's an altar. You see it? It's clearly an altar.
Do you mean the well?
No, this right here. What it's on.
In the corner of the grove over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what? That's just a fucking slab.
Don't worry about it. Leave my slab out of this.
This thing is
Don't worry
eating
about it.
something.
Hey, it's a raven. It hunts stuff. Ravens hunt. They're not just scavengers. Yeah, the raven notices you, Ash, and stares. You've disrupted its meal, and it barks at you. Whack, whack. And, when you activate the raven man, it flares up its wings, aggressively at you, and goes, "What do you want? Can't you see I'm eating here?"
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
How long have you been here?
I don't know. Since sunup,
Nice.
I guess. Oh. I hang around.
Have you seen
Hello?
anybody else here? For us?
Not during the day, no. I haven't seen anybody. Night though, yesterday? Other day? I don't remember. The raven's kinda I wouldn't say skittish, but kinda scatterbrained. It's a raven. Ravens are
Bird
smart.
brain.
Yeah, it's a bird brain. Ravens are smart, but you get the feeling that this one doesn't really grasp like the concept, like the human concepts of time or people. It's like, oh, they're just these two-legged flesh bags. They all look alike. Yeah,
So-
yeah. There was a bunch of weird people. I don't know how long ago, but you weren't here.
Oh, that's good to know that I wasn't here.
Yeah, yeah.
Could you give a number of how many people were here?
How many?
Yeah, how many?
It starts pecking at the slab.
Do they even know how to count?
Yeah, it pecks at the slab, like 3 or 4 times. It's hard to tell. They kind of blend together. That many.
That many.
Yeah, that many.
Can you please ask it to stop pecking my slab?
Final says he wants you to stop picking his slab.
Huh? Want me
The
to
one
stop
with the
pecking at what?
mask.
Stop pecking at what?
The
The thing stand.
the rock underneath you.
It's just a rock. It doesn't belong to anybody.
He says it doesn't belong to anybody, Cumaenos.
Very peculiar that it is at my campsite with my belongings then.
He says it belongs to him.
Fine, whatever.
Ash is gonna give him some M&Ms from his bag because he still has them.
You're not you and you're hungry. Have a Snickers.
He'll just place them on the slab.
He's gonna peck your slab even more after that.
It's alright. He's answering my questions, I don't mind.
Can ravens even have chocolate?
They can eat whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're omnivorous. They can eat like almost whatever. But I don't know about candy. I've never tried. I've never seen it.
Chocolate contains a bunch of stuff that can increase heart rate, result in hyperactivity, induce tremors and seizures, and cause death in birds.
Even in very
Alright.
small amounts, chocolate can be toxic to birds.
Oh no, don't give him
And
chocolate.
this is just a pile of M&Ms.
Yep.
Don't
Okay,
give him
right?
Or
chocolate.
rather, wait, no, it would a pile of W's and W's.
Just give him some. Just give him some pocket peanuts. That'd be way better.
I didn't grab any. Look, this is candy.
Can I?
Not shiny enough. What do you want?
No, this is food. It's not
Not food.
currency.
Not food.
Can I roll nature to see if I know if chocolate's toxic to birds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Do it.
Yeah, no, that makes it. Yeah, you minus. You know,
Okay.
chocolate's toxic to birds. You
I
know,
would
you're
not
actually.
feed the bird that.
Mhm.
The bird will die if you feed it that.
Is bread okay?
Oh my
Bread
God,
is
no.
fine.
Remember, in a pinch,
It's
in a
not
pinch, in a
particularly
pinch,
nutritious,
your
but-
setting, and if you want to inform us that in Mistgard, toxic to ravens means everything that is chocolate, you can do that. Nobody can stop you.
So, you can feed bread to birds, but it's not exactly good for them. You constantly feed bread to birds, you'll gradually starve them. It's not good.
I mean, it won't die from eating it. Not
It
because
won't
it's toxic. It just is
die.
not nutritious.
It's not
Alright, give me
nutritious.
bread.
This little bird bribery.
Mhm.
Raven eyes the piece of bread that you give it, Ash, and kind of prods at it with its beak and then gobbles it up. Okay, what do you want? What do you want to know?
The people here, what did they look like?
Stares at Cumaenos.
They were robed?
Weird spiky guy
Yeah.
too.
Weird
Weird spiky
spiky
guy.
guy. Spiky how? Like spiky everywhere? Or spiky
Spiky.
in a peculiar part of the body?
I don't know. Just spiky.
Hmm.
Didn't look like you though. No. Looked more like four-legged thing, but stood on two legs.
Like a dog?
What is dog thing go woof? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Hmm. It seems
dog.
like Quint's
big
been
dog.
here before. So we know one of them.
And you got all that from a raven?
Yes.
Raven
All right,
The raven flutters its wings, stares at you expectantly, Ash. You have
You
more?
have more bread. Yeah.
Yeah.
More pieces
You
of
have,
bread.
you have more?
Yeah.
It
It's like
hops.
set.
It hops
sets
back and
more
forth on
down.
its legs, on its little feet. Yeah, more. Give me more.
It's gonna place like half the loaf down.
Oh no,
I think
you're
you're gonna
doing
kill that bird.
Starts pecking at it. It seems very happy.
Mm. So it seems they know where you live, Cumaenos.
Yes. It was one of the reasons why I did not want to return here.
While the
Would
raven's
be-
gobbling up the bread, it pauses enough to stare at you, but its beak is half full. Flashbacks shouldn't stay out after dark. No. Very bad.
After dark.
Yeah. Very dangerous. Bad things. Yeah.
What kind of bad things?
Come out of ground. Dead things. Uh-huh.
Bad things.
Uh-huh.
Near here?
Yeah, very near here. Uh-huh.
Can you point in direction?
The raven stops eating and faces southward. That way. Always that way.
Always that way.
Uh-huh. They come up everywhere though. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Bad people were here, bad people were there, but dead come up everywhere. Every night. Right, dead things, not good food. No.
You tried eating that?
It's dead. Why not?
Well, it's aged. I would think you would eat something more recent.
Doesn't taste good. No. That's why I hunt. And he pecks at the remains of the chipmunk he was eating.
Should really clean that up.
Starts
Well,
tearing
thank
up the
you.
chipmunk even more. Rips it apart. It's very visceral and kind of gross.
Mm,
So Ash said that oh wait, no, we already know that people were here. During our discussion of setting up our own cameras, would Maid and I be able to look around to make sure that they didn't have the same idea?
Oh, you
That,
can
like-
actually do that, yeah.
You know what? Good idea. We should have thought about that.
Yeah.
You should have thought about that. Yeah, you can do a bug sweep if you like.
Yeah,
That would
I'm
be.
gonna.
I'll let you use engineering for it, because, you know.
Can Mate roll a perception?
Yeah, perception or engineering.
Right. Because yeah, Croux is definitely gonna have Mate help.
Yeah, the Raven's just ripping apart a chipmunk on the altar.
Oh,
Well-
you roll a 5.
Alright, Croux, yeah. You do a quick bug sweep because, you know, you're very technologically inclined. You know where you'd put stuff for surveillance. And, you don't seem to find anything. It seems
will say
like...
some-
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that some of the places that a Croux checks is just kind of like you know, in the trees themselves, and you know, upon not seeing anything, he just attempts to kind of like glide sort of from a tree to tree using the you know,
Oh yeah, you can
wings.
Kinda, yeah, you can kind of do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find anything. If anything was here, it'd be kind of obvious, or, you know, like trail cams. You don't find any of that stuff. Seems like whoever was here, either didn't think to place anything, or didn't have the stuff on hand, or just didn't care. They just were here and then left.
Still in one of the trees. At least it doesn't look like they left anything to watch us here.
Honestly, kind of surprising.
Guess Trey was right in them not being that smart. As he's just going to hop down from one of the trees. I love catfall.
You take no damage. Huzzah. Alright, what are you guys doing right now?
I'm gonna wave my hand over this bird and use prestidigitation.
What you doing to the bird?
I'm cleaning him.
Yeah, the raven's no longer covered in blood. The
Mhm.
the altar where the dead chipmunk is suspiciously absent of blood. So now there's
Mhm.
just a dead chipmunk on it.
Why, you cleaned a slab.
I'm not very fond of blood.
Meatbag, want more information? Huh?
Hmm.
Or can I go now?
You can go now.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Don't stay out too long. Very bad. And then it picks up the chipmunk in its, I guess, talons, and then flutters away. And it's gone.
For a while, I thought you were going to be talking to someone you'll get attachment and adopt it.
I wouldn't
my
do that.
Well, I mean, if you would like, given your propensity with speaking with them at this point, you could actually contract them in a way, I imagine, with some intelligent enough to understand basic directions. You could have them fly around the city and see if they notice anything that we're trying to find.
If I wanted to pick one up, I would have picked one up at the magic shop.
Understandable, I suppose.
You know, he's actually right. You could have, because Speak with Animals actually allows you to request animals to perform very basic, simple actions, and you could have asked them to do that.
You could ask them to survey.
The
Yeah.
question is, like, how long does Speak with Animals last? Because, like, yeah, they could find information, but if they come in to say, it's just going to be crack.
Well, then you would just recast it when it comes back.
Isn't
It's
it
like once-
once
I think it's
day,
once a
though?
day.
Once a
yeah.
day.
So
Don't worry,
he's-
I'll be able to find him. I can listen to them talk still.
Duration's 10 minutes, yeah. So yeah, like it could come back and report to you. It'll squawk at you, but you'd still understand it. You just can't speak to it.
Mhm.
As
Well,
long as you
that's
understand
what you
it,
do.
that's what matters.
Yeah.
Would you say his voice was very distinct? Or does he sound like any other bird?
I wouldn't say its voice is very distinct, but its manner of speech is very distinct.
Okay.
That's
So
me.
you'll
So
recognize his mirror speech.
If I happen to run into this bird again, maybe.
Yeah. It's very spastic.
It's a good thing we didn't poison it.
Yeah.
You could have poisoned it.
Oh, I was having too much fun with that bird RP.
That's me in, like, spastic brain mode. Faux bird brain.
That's me
Bird.
on a tree branch.
I don't think it would be very wise for you to stay here anymore.
Well, it would also be a little bit telling if I up and packed up everything. So I believe I'll be leaving things here as they are for at least the foreseeable future. After things are resolved, I will likely come by to pick up some of my things.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Especially if we begin acting as though we know we're being actively hunted. Because we've had the suspicion before. We haven't had explicit clarification. So if we begin acting very flighty and skittish, it might be enough to tip that we are, in fact, wise to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So proceeding with caution, but not overt paranoia, I think is ideal.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna start working towards that plan of mine.
I wish you the best with that. If you need any assistance in that regard, I'd be happy to offer it. However, I don't know how much I'd be able to provide.
Well, anything works, really.
I have a stick.
It can be handy.
Is there any tells in this altar? Like, or is
You
it just
leave
like a
my
regular
slab alone. What the hell?
Oh, look at it. I'm perceiving your slab.
Was this here when you moved in, for lack of a better word, or did you just carry a stone slab with you?
Look, sometimes a guy just needs a slab. What's so wrong with that?
And will literally carry a multiple ton stone slab on their back rather than go to therapy.
He has a he has a little wheelbarrow.
I got a
here.
cart.
How do you get it on the cart? You carry it on your back.
Alright,
No, I used a series of pulleys and levers.
He uses science.
Yeah, he uses science, even though he's, like, not, like, at the same intelligence level as you two, Doc.
I have a 12. I'm above average.
I know my things.
Not genius level, but, you know, above average. Anyway, Ash, with that perception check, you know that you can tell that slab's been there a while. It's worn, it's slightly overgrown, and it looks slightly druidic in nature.
Hmm.
It's been there a while.
Any energies?
Primal, mostly primal in nature, but you do get the slightest hint of necromantic, but not from the altar itself. That's just kind of ambient.
It's in the air.
Yeah. Well, that's just the vibe of everything right now. But most of what you sense in this particular area, in Cumaenos' camp in general, has very primal energy, magical energy, not yeah.
Well, we're in the middle of the woods, so I don't think that'd be too out of place.
Magic tree somewhere? Excuse me?
All the trees. Hey, are you a druid?
Thanks, Trey.
I haven't introduced any Kunrasu yet, so
Oh yeah, those exist.
yeah, Kunrasu. I don't know I can't remember what I called them. I think nebulons, but they look like
Yeah,
trees.
nebulons.
They look like trees. But yeah. No, Raven's gone. And anything else you'd like to do here?
I guess we set up the RV,
Mm-hmm.
little rover. I mean, not the drone. Drone, yeah. We set up the drone to do scouting, right?
Mm-hmm. You can do that.
I'm
I'm assuming that
unaware.
we're gonna try to like hide it.
I'm unaware of this plan.
Likewise.
I was just talking to a bird the whole time.
Well, while you were doing that, we were talking about the possibility of doing a little bit of surveillance at night around this area.
Hmm.
And do you still have that drone, Ash?
Yeah, I do. I think so.
Well, we can set that up.
Okay. He's gonna place it down on the thing.
This place is very secluded, so if anyone did come here, I don't think they'd be expecting surveillance.
Mm,
So it's probably a good way. It might be a good way to catch them off guard, if you know what I mean.
makes sense.
When they become more wary of us, they may come here again.
Do we know if the drone has like night vision basically?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Like I
It's
imagine
for
it's kinda-
scouting. I would assume so.
Yeah, like most drones now, or quads, are outfitted with that stuff. You know, like
This is a military grade drone right here.
Yeah, it's got FLIR. Well, FLIR's a brand name, but yeah, no, it's got infrared on it and night vision.
I'll just place it on the log.
I would also inquire, actually. When you were speaking with the bird, I saw it point off in a direction at one point. What was that in reference to?
Oh, in the reference to where the dead bodies come from, but usually come out from everywhere. It said.
Well, I would be curious to investigate to see if there is a specific location where it seems to be where the extra volume is originating from.
Well, while we're
Pointed
here, we
down
can walk over
south
there.
to the lake. Is this a lake? Little lake?
It's not a lake. It's
Little pond.
Wait, what? There's a pond here.
It's my
Oh,
watering
there-
hole.
There is.
Watering
Okay.
hole.
I made a little pond there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cumaenos
Where I
really
hide my
does go
doubloons.
fishing.
That's where I had my doubloons. So leave it alone.
So, well, Cumaenos, you know this area fairly well. Further south of where your campsite is a graveyard.
Oh, I wonder why they're coming from there.
I wonder why.
Gee.
I think it's obvious now.
Mhm.
I don't think we need to investigate that.
We could to see if there's any do-fuckery going on.
Before we head back to town and all that.
I mean, if there's like a necromantic idol or something there, I think we could do something about it. But
Yeah. Very good, yeah.
Alright, so that's the plan. Check out the graveyard, see what's up.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're just gonna check out real quick.
Alright.
Right, quick.
Right, little quickie.
I actually do not have a map for this because I didn't anticipate this.
Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely don't have a map for this.
But since we're coming up on time anyway,
Mhm.
it doesn't take you guys very long to head over to the graveyard. It is about dusk now, 6 p.m. The sun's long since, well, I wouldn't say long since set beneath the horizon, but it's getting there. You're in the somewhat of the range of golden hour, but it's going to be dark very soon. And it doesn't take you long before you see the graveyard. The entry, or the point of entry that you guys approach from, is not the main entry. You're like coming up onto the fence, like butting up against the woods. And it looks old.
Fuck.
The fencing is wrought iron. It looks like it's been there, like, if not since the beginning of Sunshale, pretty close. So 200 years or so.
It's old.
And you see like a lot of old tombstones, and not a lot of new ones. As far as you know, the newer headstones are in a different cemetery, not from here. This is old Sunshale stuff. And nothing really. It's barren, empty. Who wants to go into a graveyard at night, right?
Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Null.
and you don't find anything. And you both, Cumaenos and Ash, you notice this right away, but the the ghostly sensation of death is actually absent here. Very much absent. But the general pall of death is not. And you do detect traces of necromantic energy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, if you guys find what you need to find, I guess we'll head back. I don't think we want to battle too long.
And if you guys want to have a quick look, that'll be a perception check.
Bet. Mine. Also, I've been looking over my sheet. Who the hell used all my hero points last session? I had 3 of them.
You know,
I had none.
good question. Hey, Phoe, you didn't do that,
Listen,
right?
it was either
What?
that or you go unconscious.
What the hell do I don't make that many rolls. What the hell are you re-rolling?
You got crit by a barbarian, and
Why am I next to the barbarian?
He went up to you.
because he had a sudden charge.
He shouldn't charged you.
Yeah, that whole sun charge thing I've been doing, he had it.
Yeah, I
I would have
targeted
simply
you.
have been behind somebody else, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm sorry, I targeted you.
I'm going to hero point that.
I tried to do what I could, but
Nah, that's okay. I'm just shitting around.
I mean, if you want to hero point that, cool, you can. Like, you should have one.
I do have one from this session, but that is the only one I have. That is just what I was observing.
Alright. So with those perception checks...
I could give you one of my hero points if you want. I have my reaction. I'm using a hero point.
Okay, go ahead. So you can
Feel
Cole,
free to
you can
reroll,
reroll.
Cole. And because I'm doing it, it's technically advantage. So if you somehow roll below a 13, you keep the 13.
Oh, mine.
18.
Oh, yeah. Alright. So the 3 of you do a quick sweep of the graveyard. You find something not so great, or rather a couple of things not so great.
Uh-huh.
Some of the graves look like they've been disturbed recently.
Dug or crawled out of?
So here's the thing. Disturbed as in it looks like something was crawling out of them, but didn't quite get out all the way.
Uh-huh. I see.
Yeah.
They've been fighting to get out. Oh, no.
And, was it Doc with the 28? Beneath, kind of scraggly old tree, an old oak. It still has its leaves on it. It's just a very creepy old tree. You find nestled among the roots what looks like a tiny little, I guess, occult circle with a few magical implements that have been left behind. One of which is a very strange looking orb that looks like a standard crystal core, but the aura that it exudes is not your standard elemental or magical energy. It is very different.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
And
I'll wave over the whole party to this.
We ponder the orb.
We ponder the orb.
Orb pondering time.
Ponder orb with magical eyes.
Well, tell me what do your magical eyes see.
Anyways, continue, Phoe.
Alright, I'm going to need an occult roll, please. From
This is
anybody
from
that
all of
wants
us.
to. Yeah, anybody that wants to.
Come on, Croux goth phase,
Right.
come in clutch.
Oh, fuck!
Yes, gosh.
Shit, you right.
You know what? You're the cult guy this time. You go, Croux.
You gonna
Okay.
clue me in?
You're gonna get some weird eyes towards you when you mention things.
I tell you, yeah, I could have clued you in, which would make that 29, right?
Yeah. Alright, that's still pretty good. Alright, so with a 29, Croux. Yeah, this is some bad stuff right here. You're not typically well versed in magic, but you know what necromantic energy feels like, and this is seething with it. And if you had to guess, this would be, I guess, a component for a ritual that enhances necromancy, particularly anything that raises dead.
I think we found what we're looking for.
Yeah, Crew's just gonna be like, pretty sure that's a component for a ritual. Makes it easier, I think, to erase dead. Crew's just sort of like fiddling with a wrench as he is looking at that.
I guess you come up with some nerd knowledge every now and then, but I have absolutely no idea how to deal with this.
I'm gonna
With my roll, would Crew know how to like deal with that with the 29?
Or well, I could attempt, but I wouldn't. I've never done it before.
So something like that you wouldn't really know how to deal with. This is very specific. You're gonna have to either talk to a necromancer or somebody who knows about necromancy, or somebody who's well versed in the exact opposite. So cleric or somebody who's good with that sort of thing, any kind of religious sorts.
Would an oracle work?
I mean, I don't know about Cumaenos. I don't know how what his expertise would be on that kind of stuff. It's fairly new to him.
He's not actually all that religious, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So.
You could glean lore though.
It's true.
Okay.
Something I was also planning on asking is if I poke the orb, does it have any particular emotions tied to the orb?
Yeah, I can tell you. So whoever is using it is very kind of unstable, at least what feels like to you. They're very much an egomaniac and very full of themselves. And so while you guys are pondering this necromantic orb, the sun's dipped below the horizon at this point, and you're shrouded in darkness. And some of you start, you feel the ground rumble, and you notice that the graves are becoming disturbed again. And that's where we're gonna end session today.
Good.
Well,
Yay.
hey Duncan, here comes your undead killing time.
Did I pick up any stuff against undead? No, I think I was halfway through making it.
And that's where we're gonna end session today, gentlemen.
It's fine.
Wait,
There's probably more to come after this.
Wait, how long does it take for the fucking things to crawl out?
I'll determine that at the beginning of next session, but you'll have time to prep yourselves beforehand.
Would I have a minute?
I'd say you have a minute, yeah.
I'm going to wisp.
Wisp.
I'm going
We
to
need
wisp.
wisps. We get to summon our friendly little wisps.
It's a good thing Duncan bought some of that anti-undead stuff last time.
Oh, never mind.
I'm
the
going
light
to
wisp
set
does
myself
not
to
have
burr.
Phone
Never
go
mind.
bird.
I thought the light wisp would have anti-undead stuff.
You have shards, right? What kind of shards do you have?